Notre Dame was the quarterback for Mountain View when these two teams met in 1993. The quarterback for Red Mountain that day was athletic director Jason Grantham. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and please remove your hats as the Mountain View Marching Band will now perform our national anthem.
A very pleasant good evening to you from the Park & Sons press box on the campus of Red Mountain High School. It's the 32nd annual Battle of the Brown Road. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside my broadcast partner. Joining me in the booth tonight is Mr. James Poovey, and it is indeed the 32nd edition of the Battle of Brown Road, the Mountain View Toros and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. And James, we talk about the term, and it's kind of used loosely at certain points in time, but you hear it a lot in baseball, but ownage. You talk about ownage. A batter has a way with a pitcher. And really, when you look at the history of Mountain View football against Red Mountain and the Mountain Lions, they have struggled historically against Mountain View. The Toros lead the all-time series 21 games to just 10. That just stings in the grand scheme of things, but it's Joe Germain's first opportunity to take on Mike Peterson in the Battle of Brown Road. Red Mountain playing at home this time. These two teams squared off last year. It was a 16-13 game at Mountain View. You might remember Tyler Cade Brown forced that fumble late in the ball game, and then on the very next play, I think Swoboda threw an interception, and the rest is history. But it is indeed the Battle of Brown Road right here, James. From your vantage point, from your opinion, what you've seen over the last 6 years, does the game and the pageantry get any better than what we see here tonight?
This here, Kevin, is the epitome of a rivalry, the battle on Brown Road right here. The lights are literally flashing here in the stadium. It's going to be a great one here tonight. You mentioned the dominance for the Mountain View Toros. They have gotten over more times than not on this Red Mountain football team, but tonight, Red Mountain looking to avenge those earlier losses, and it should be a great ball game here tonight at Jim Jones Field. Yeah, James, the last decade, Red Mountain has kind of turned the tide of this particular rivalry. They are 7-3 in the last 10 games, so they have changed the culture when it comes to taking on Mountain View. Mike Peterson is responsible for that. Him and Ron Wisniewski were able to finally get
a winning combination to take on the Toros. And when you think about that, Lance Lawson had an awful lot to do with Red Mountain and the kids that he brought over with him. You know, when you live in this neighborhood, you can either go to Mountain View or you can go to Red Mountain. And if you play football, it's one or the other. There is no in between. There's no gray area here. It's one school or the other. And tonight, you and I are both working for Red Mountain, and we're cheering for Red Mountain.
Absolutely right. It's Red Mountain TV. We're so glad you joined us here this evening. It's going to be a battle royale here tonight. You talk about the other school, Kev. So many storylines. We could have literally an hour-long pregame show up here talking about all the storylines. We got the Heaps over here at Red Mountain High School now. Obviously, Todd Heap, a former graduate of the Mountain View Toros. His kids playing football here now, and other storylines aplenty. But you mentioned Joe Germain in his first season at the helm of the Toros and his first chance to come over here and battle these Red Mountain Lions.
Yeah, you mentioned Joe Germain, a one-time Ohio State Buckeye, a former NFL football player, played for the Rams. I'll never forget Joe Germain beating ASU in the Rose Bowl a few years back. I'm going to go to 97 for that one. You talk about a loss that still stings today. David Boston, maybe the Devils want to put a hat on him, but that's a whole other deal. But how about 1993? You look at that game. It was 25-21. It was a loss. In fact, Mountain View had beaten Red Mountain 11 consecutive times when this rivalry began back in 1989. When we go back to the 93 game, the starting quarterback for the Mountain View Toros in 1993, courtesy of Tyler Ebel, we discussed this earlier today, that quarterback was Joe Germain. The quarterback for Red Mountain was our AD, Jason Grantham. You talk about a small world, and it's just incredible to think that those two student athletes have literally blazed this trail. They've been through this Battle of Brown Road for Joe Germain. He's played in this rivalry. Now he's coaching in this rivalry. And for Mike Peterson, he's coached in a rivalry like this for a long time with Ron Wisniewski, coach over at Chandler for quite some time. Coach Pete is certainly aware of the magnitude of what this game presents tonight. Absolutely.
Coach Mike Peterson at the helm here for the Red Mountain Lions. He will definitely have this team ready to play football, and we're ready to go here this evening. It's going to be a great battle between the Mountain Lions of Red Mountain and the Toros. A lot of injuries as well to talk about here this evening for this Red Mountain Lions football team. And among those, Jaden Hurst out tonight. We got a couple other guys banged up as well, Kev.
Yeah, Gannon Lyles. How about this? Gannon Lyles last week, 14 tackles on the road. He won't even suit up tonight, so there's a loss at the free safety position. Trey Heath is nursing a sore shoulder. I don't think you'll see Trey Heath tonight. And, of course, Cooper Beecher, broken collarbone sustained last week in that loss at Liberty. Cooper Beecher was playing as well as anybody on this football team, especially on that defensive side. I don't know if it's fair to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and credit him. He was a lockdown corner when he was playing on this football field. Now, granted, the competition didn't necessarily, warrant big, gaudy numbers, but every play and every ball that was thrown towards Cooper Beecher, he was prepared. He was a solid tackler, and he was just an outstanding player. It's a tough loss to lose Coop.
Yeah, he's going to be his loss is going to be felt here for sure tonight. Beginning tonight, we'll hopefully get him back in the next couple of weeks. But it's going to be a tough road to hoe going forward without Beecher and those other players that we talked about, critical keys to this Red Mountain football team.
Jaden Hurst was a player that we saw leave the field on a cart last week, and from what we understand, all of his x-rays were negative, and he's got a high ankle sprain. If you can imagine what we saw and what we witnessed last week, it looked pretty somber, and the fact that he only has a high ankle sprain, that is really a blessing. We're ready to play some football. We'll get you those substitutions and the guys that are going to be in that next man up role. Brandon Kasmarek, one of those guys, he'll start at defensive end, and Tristan Donlan gets the start at nose tackle tonight here as TKB will slide over to the 3-tech of that defensive tackle spot. It'll be Kai Evans from the 40-yard line, and we're ready to commence the 32nd annual Battle of the Brown Road. Taking it inside the 5 to the 10, they reverse it, and right there to make a special teams tackle was the Red Mountain Lions double fours all over that. Caleb Heydrich, the outside linebacker on special teams, 5'10", 180, rudely greeted Reese Marziel, and that's how we're going to begin the Battle of Brown Road here from East Mesa here at Red Mountain High School, James.
Mountain View trying a little trickeration right off the bat there, Kev. They wanted to run the reverse and snuffing that out right away with a little clothesline right there. 44, Caleb Heydrich, a great play, great special team stop, and that puts the Toros deep in their own territory to start this first drive.
It will be interesting to see who we see at quarterback to begin. Is it going to be Willie Roberts, or will it be the youngest son of Joe Germain? This should be Willie Roberts. And it is indeed Willie Roberts. First pass of the game, over the middle of the field, outside the numbers of the 40-yard line, completing it was Willie Roberts' pass into the hands of Matthew Clark, the 5'10", 165-pound senior wide receiver, catching that one over the top. Roskloss with a touchdown-saving tackle immediately for Red Mountain.
Yeah, you see Mountain View right there going to the air right away. A great connection from Willie Roberts up into the night sky here in East Mesa to number 6, Matthew Clark. Clark with 7 receptions, make that 8 receptions now, over 152 yards on the season, along with 2 touchdowns.
Gain of 40 yards on that play. Willie Roberts back to the air again. It's Clark again for the second time tonight, and this time he's going to be grabbed around the 49-yard line. He nearly lost his footing. He maintained his footing, and then here comes the cavalry, led there by Mr. Tanner DeMassa. And then you think about Tanner DeMassa, he'll play that cat spot tonight. They might move him around at linebacker, but DeMassa, 15 tackles last week, playing tackle football against Liberty. That was an impressive game for Mr. Tanner DeMassa.
Tanner DeMassa always around the football, 33 total tackles on the year, 6 of those solo, but what is really impressive, 27 assists, Kevin. That tells you right there he is always around that pigskin.
He is indeed, swarms the football. Willie Roberts out of the pistol, back to throw, surveys over the middle. Here comes the pressure. He's going to step up and take off and run. He's got the first down, and right there, he'll run into Parker McClure, dirty 30, waiting for Willie Roberts, and it was dirty 30 putting the stick on the quarterback there, running in the open field. Willie Roberts, a scramble of about 6 yards there. That's going to be able to move the chains there. Nice run there by the quarterback, Willie Roberts.
Willie Roberts able to make plays with his feet there, but a fantastic stop from number 30, Parker McClure. I got a chance to see him down there in the pregame show there for the Gridiron Friday night, and he was having a great time saying how much fun he had this week getting jacked up for the game, and he was happy that he was out of school for the week, Kev.
For Parker McClure, tackle number 52 on the season for him. He has well over 224 tackles. In fact, he's got 225 after that one right there. That's career tackle number 225 for Parker McClure. Quick snap for Roberts to the far side of the field. That one's going to fall incomplete. The intended target, it appeared to be Jordan Hanks. Hanks also takes some snaps at the quarterback position. A lot of depth on this Joe Germain-led football team. Mountain View founded back in 1976. This is their first-year head coach, Joe Germain. He came over from Queen Creek, and Red Mountain and Queen Creek certainly have a history of doing battle in the postseason last couple of years. So it's Willie Roberts. He will face his 2nd and 10 from the Mountain Line 46-yard line. Play fake for Roberts. He's got time. Fires over the middle of the field, and the ball is going to be nearly intercepted. That ball was nearly picked off by dirty 30. Parker McClure getting back in the secondary just a little bit, leaving his familiar Mike backer spot, sagging back in some coverage, and he darn near intercepted that one. That would have been fantastic. Parker McClure has 1 interception in his career. Do you know who he picked off? Little trivia question for you.
Oh, wow.
He's a good one. He's a good one. He's playing college football right now.
It's Purdy.
It's Jacob Conover.
Oh, Conover from Chandler. That's right.
I think McClure picked him off in the postseason as a freshman. So Parker McClure nearly had a chance at that one. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Willie Roberts, working right to left. The Toros wearing their white uniforms with their blue numerals and their patented red helmets. Roberts from the pocket, steps up in the pocket. He throws, and the ball's going to be behind the wide receiver. On the hunt there in coverage was Skylar Edmonds. Intended target was Aiden Damiani. He's their leading rusher for Mountain View, and that was just a quick release. Great pressure there on the interior. TKB, Tyler K. Brown there applying the pressure there. The little heat there in the kitchen early on for Willie Roberts, James.
Yeah, that's exactly what this defense wants to do. Disrupt the game plan for Mountain View, get in that offensive backfield, and make Willie Roberts uncomfortable as often as possible.
And Willie Roberts turns punter here, sends this one a high kick, and it will roll inside the 15-yard line, and Mountain View will touch it down. Looks like on the 7-yard line, touching it down officially was DJ Caesar. So Willie Roberts will pin Red Mountain inside the 10-yard line for their first drive for junior quarterback Carter Crispin.
Yeah, it's time to see what this Red Mountain offense has in store tonight. A lot of weapons at the disposal of number 9, Carter Crispin. Among those, number 13, Lennox Lawson, and some speed out on the edge as well. We'll take a look at number 5, Jacoby Lane. Look for him to go deep tonight. I'd look for them to take a chance early here, Kev, maybe right away on this first drive.
Boy, you got to like the combination that is Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane. For Carter Crispin, 949 pass yards, good for 8th in the 6A conference. and his 13 touchdowns is 6th in the 6A conference. Snap is back. It's Crispin on the rollout. His first pass is complete. Looks like a 12-yard strike to Lennox Lawson, as Lennox Lawson makes the reception right there for this Red Mount football team. Nice throw there, and Lennox Lawson showing you some good hands right there. And it looks like he's starting to recover a little bit from that hand injury that he suffered in that Week 1 game against Dobson. But Lennox Lawson doing a great job running the football as well for this Mountain Line offense.
L3 able to get out quick out of his break, sit down in the zone, and catch a strike right there from Carter Crispin.
From his own 25-yard line, first carry of the night for Josiah Villanueva. Villanueva's got positive yardage as he takes it to the 30-yard line. And at the 30-yard line, he'll be forced out there. Over there to make a tackle there for Mountain View. Looks like it was Gabriel Grutzmacher. Grutzmacher, 6'4", 225, a senior, in there mixing it up. How about that run there for Josiah Villanueva? A 5-yard gash right there. That's a good way to start. A nice push off of this offensive line. Javi Aranda Pena gets the start at the left tackle. It's Nico O'Neill at left guard. Jefferson Giles at center. Right guard is Rudy Robertson, and the right tackle is Max Bray. Back to the ground game again. And it's Villanueva one more time, but this time the Toros are waiting for him. James, they do a nice job of stringing Villanueva out to the boundary.
Absolutely. That was number 37, Wilson Kerr, coming in there like a missile for Mountain View, a 5'8", 160-pound junior, knifing his way in there and forcing Carter Crispin out of the pocket and out off to the edge.
Angel Perez, nice tackle, nice contribution there. So this will bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it, looks like about 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap back to Crispin. Sets up a screen to Lennox Lawson, and he makes the catch, and he's going to get dropped immediately. No advantage and no gain there for Lennox Lawson. The Toros were swarming to the football there, and that play took a little time to get developed, and then the pass was a little high for Lennox, and then by the time he was able to corral the football, come down, there was the Toro defense wait for him.
They tried to set up that tunnel screen, but they set it up just a little bit too shallow that time, Kevin. Needed to have that about 3-4 yards further down the field where that ball will settle into that open spot right there and they can run to the hills.
Quentin Howard, first guy there. This is Cody Hall, the punter here. And he angles with this one to the near sideline. Cody Hall is the punter tonight because Carson Mouterer is starting at Sandbacker. So just some of the changes here for Kyle Ender's defense. So, James, both teams have one offensive series, and both teams result in a punt. Kind of something that you might expect in the Battle of Brown Road. Now there's a trophy put together. There's a trophy assembled. Mr. Eubanks, I think the district AD, had put together a trophy now. So now they're actually playing for something here tonight, James.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool. Have you seen it? It's got the Battle of Brown Road sign on there. It's pretty sharp looking.
Willie Roberts with 4 touchdown passes through 3 weeks. Quick hitter to Aiden Damiani makes the catch. The 5'7" senior tailback makes the grab. It's a gain of 6. Willie Roberts to Damiani.
Excellent stop there as well by number 27, Skylar Edmonds, flying to the football. Great wrap-up and tackle there for 2-7.
Skylar Edmonds, just an absolute talent. His 125th career tackle right there. He just makes plays, does Skylar Edmonds. Over and over he makes plays. That's his 27th tackle of the season as well. 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain. First run of the evening here, they go to Damiani, and Damiani running in between the numbers and the near hash marks with a little wiggle right there, and he got into space, and he was able to meet the secondary there about the 20, we'll call it the 32-yard line.
You know, Damiani runs with a great head of steam there as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Very deceptive speed, 5'7", so he kind of sneaks around those big offensive linemen. And if Mountain View is able to get him into some space and give him a little bit of room to run, he could be dangerous here tonight.
Unofficially, a 13-yard carry for Damiani. He is their leading rusher, as we mentioned. Damiani, 311 yards through 3 games with 6 touchdowns. This is Roberts, rolls to the near side, dumps the pass out into the flat. That's Jackson Boyd Bowers right there. JBB making the catch. The big fella, 86, and he's got a lot of size, and he is a tremendous player. An all-region second-teamer for Jackson Bowers. 6'5", 235. He's just a junior. JP, you got to love that size.
I remember when we first ran into this guy just a couple of years ago, and he was stunning
a man.
tight end. Yes, as a freshman. And now look at him, and he just continues to produce for this Mountain View Toros football team.
So that's a 5-yard reception there for Jackson Boyd Bowers. 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line of Red Mountain. Splitting out to the far right is wide receiver Reese Marziel. He'll play some slot as well as some tailback, but been playing a lot of wide receiver for Joe Germain in Coach Germain's first season. Well, you think about Queen Creek and what the job that Travis Sherman and Joe Germain did over the last few years. They really built the program over there in the East Valley for Queen Creek, and you know, if it wasn't Travis Sherman, it was Joe Germain. They kind of went back and forth as the lead man, but they built a solid contender for Queen Creek, no question.
Yeah, Queen Creek is playing Castile tonight, I believe. That's a battle out there in the far Santan Valley, so we'll see if we can't get an update on that one as we go.
Roberts from the 30. He's going to tuck it, run. 25, 20, near sideline, up the sideline to the 15. Is going to run out of bounds there. Skylar Edmonds was on the chase. Mav Starks was over there as well on the force out. Mav Starks getting a start tonight at one of those safety positions. In fact, he's starting for Gannon Lyles at the free. So Maverick Starks, we've watched him improve from 1 week to the next, and Mav Starks now has improved enough where he's the next man up. He gets the start tonight in favor of Gannon Lyles. And Gannon and all the fellas, if you guys are watching tonight's game, Gannon Lyles, Trey Heath, Cooper Beecher, and Jaden Hurst, we're praying for you, and we wish you guys all speedy recoveries. We need each and every one of you back swiftly. To the far side, it's Zach Gamont. Empty set for Roberts. Here comes the pressure. Roberts throws. The ball is nearly intercepted. That one sailed on Willie Roberts, and he is a little slow to get up here, holding that right hamstring of his. Coming in with the pressure, there was Parker McClure, and also on the outside, he had Carson Mauderer on that blitz as well. And it looked as though that for Red Mountain, that Xavier Sanchez had a chance to pick that ball off on that errant ball by Willie Roberts.
Yeah, Sanchez was just a step behind that interception, but great pressure applied that time, as you mentioned, by number 30, Parker McClure, and also bearing down on that one in there as well. Forcing the pressure and forcing the quarterback out of the pocket was that Red Mountain defense. Great job.
Damiani, the lone setback behind Willie Roberts. He gets the call here, and he's going to have a yard, maybe two. It looked like one Red Mountain defender, I think Tanner DeMassa, who was engaged in a block, was able to reach his hand out there and trip up Damiani on that particular play. I think it was DeMassa who was in on that tackle as well, and then he got covered up there by Cass Merrick and company.
Yeah, it was a great job by Tanner DeMassa, keeping that outside arm or outside shoulder, as we teach you, free and able to just do something if somebody's running by you. That was a perfect example right there.
Again, DeMassa, 2 solos last week, 13 assists, 15 total tackles against the Liberty Lions. That's having a night. That is a coach's son at work. That is 40, Tanner DeMassa. Empty set now for Willie Roberts. With time, throws over the middle of the field. The ball's going to be incomplete. Dropping the ball was Matthew Clark, and one reason why he dropped the football is because he had some pressure coming in at him, and that pressure was provided there by Carson Mauderer.
He might have been dropping the football, Kevin, but I tell you, Carson Mauderer was dropping the hammer right there. As soon as that ball bounced off, he chest plated that guy, and you could almost hear it and feel it up here in the booth. What a stick right there.
Yeah, definitely. He moved around the collarbone. He moved it. He literally just put a thump on him. What a great tackle. Willie Roberts is the holder here for their place kicker. Snap is back. The kick is on its way, and that ball is up and through with the place kick. Well, I don't have 49 on my roster, so we'll double-check that. That's kind of how that goes, unfortunately. At the 5:04 mark of this opening quarter, here in the Battle of Brown Road, it is the Mountain View Toros throwing the first punch in this one. They lead it 3-0 after the field goal attempt. Unofficially, it looked like a 25-yarder, but I was so busy trying to find out who the kicker was. I want to say, was that 49 that kicked it, right? 49? Yeah, so we, as our public address announcer, the voice of Red Mountain, our PA announcer for the last 10 or 12 years, he is not aware of who their kicker is either, and that's just how it goes. Yeah, you mentioned other action around the state.
Oh, some games tonight.
We haven't begun Fiesta Region play. That starts next week against Desert Ridge on the road at Desert Ridge. In fact, we have back-to-back contests, Desert Ridge and then Skyline. But a lot of teams around the valley are beginning region play tonight, so it's all going to be getting more and more interesting as we move throughout the second half of the season here. Can you imagine we're 5 games in already?
I tell you, Kev, we wait so long for high school football season, and it just goes by in the blink of an eye.
Always
I was looking
blur.
today, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, game number 6. Oh, my goodness.
It is bizarre. In the most recent Arizona Varsity Weekly Power 48, the Mountain Lions come in at number 18, while the Toros are ranked 13th. And in the 6A Top 15 poll, Red Mountain comes in at number 12 as the Toros check in at number 9. So you have number 9 against number 12 here in the Battle of Brown Road here in the 32nd meeting between these two programs. And it would be nice to get a little audio there. James, thanks for plugging that in for us.
Hey, better late than never, right?
You could see all the coaches down there working around that monitor as we prepare for a kickoff here. This game is also being televised on the AZ Preps 365 broadcast. You can also hear this game on radio tonight on 1580 The Fanatic. Of course, Seth Polanski, our technical producer, good friend of ours. He's manning that broadcast tonight. You can hear the play-by-play from Eric Anderson and Dan Minucci. Or you could just stick and stay with us.
Absolutely. We would request that you do that. But always great to see our brothers and sisters in this case around the valley here, especially when they come out to our house here at Red Mountain. And great to have them on site here tonight with us.
Lennox Lawson is back deep. Also back deep for Red Mountain is... It should be Tavion Suing. It'll be Lennox Lawson with some speed to the 30, 40, makes a man miss, 50, and he's going to be brought down from behind around the 45-yard line. What a special teams tackle by Zach Gamont. Zach Gamont with a huge play there, and perhaps that was another touchdown-saving type play there for Gamont. But you saw that burst and the acceleration from L3. He just put it on display right there.
Unbelievable. When he got through that crease right there, Kevin, it was almost good night, Irene. But number 2, Zach Gamont, with some kind of rundown right there.
It was.
To get him. Unbelievable. Talk about a pursuit angle.
Unofficially a 48-yard return. 48, 49, whatever it takes. Did they get her with a 38? Was it a 38 or a 39? Going back. Mr. Mom one more time. Great movie with Michael Keaton back in the day. All right, here's Carter Crispin back to work. 4 wide receiver package now. There goes Heap in motion on the crosser. It's Heap making the catch at the 45-yard line, and they're going to gank tackle him right down on the 45-yard line as they spill him over. 2 Toros right there all over the play. 5-yard pass play from Carter Crispin to Preston Heap. Nice to see Preston Heap get involved early here in this one, James.
You know, I got a chance to see Preston Heap on the sideline warming up this afternoon, getting ready for tonight's ball game, and he was pulling some stuff out of the air. I got a great video of him. Look for that later tonight on Twitter.
Logan Doonan with that stop on Preston Heap. Oh, they're only going to give him 3 yards on that. All right, 1st and 7. This is Michael Mallory, his first tote of the night, and they're going to gank tackle him. He might have gotten back to the original or the line of scrimmage in this case, but Malaki Tasse, among others, over there making things difficult. Quentin Howard as well. Howard's 6'2", 200-pounder, but they got some big guys on their front 4 there, James.
Check out the stat line for Malachi Tasse. He leads the team with 23 tackles, 3 TFLs, a sack and a half. Make that 8 hurries now after that last one there on Carter Crispin. 2 caused fumbles, and a blocked punt.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
This just did.
Tony Tabor, a longtime defensive line coach, always praised Malaki Tasse and said this guy has a chance to be a real special player. Crispin over the middle. The ball is caught around the 30-yard line. I want to say that's Cooper Turley on the receiving end of that one. And I believe it was 7 there. Great hands again by Cooper Turley. Oh, we'll double-check that. Matthew Clark over there with the tackle. Clark comes out of that free safety spot. He put a wallop on Cooper Turley, but we've talked a couple times about the precise work in the hand-to-hand combat with Cooper Turley. He's got some strong hands. He is really developing into a sure-handed receiver, is Cooper Turley. Ground game again. Villanueva starts inside on the bounce out. Here comes Josiah in space. And he lowers the pads and then takes on some tacklers and delivers punishment as Josiah Villanueva finishes that run.
Villanueva, Typhoon 2.0 right there. Kevin lowering the shoulder pads, running behind those pads as he always does. But he is not afraid to lower the boom on somebody. You saw it right there. Welcome to Red Mountain High School, number 22, John Stout.
Gain of 12 for Villanueva. Great blocking on that right side. Great patience by Rudy Robertson and Max Bray. This is Crispin in the pistol formation. He's got Villanueva behind him. Villanueva gets the call. Villanueva just darts towards the middle of the field, and the Toro defense stands tall this time, waiting for Villanueva. They wrap him up and bring him down after a yard, maybe two, with forward progress. As quickly the offense gets another play here as everyone looks down to their wristband here and starts to get this next play in. Second and 8 from the 18-yard line. Jacoby Lane to the near side. They were going for Lennox Lawson in the end zone, and Lennox broke his route off. Jacoby Lane was in the near corner of the end zone, and it looked like Jacoby Lane was open. For Crispin, I mentioned 13 touchdown passes, 6th in the 6A conference. That's an impressive number for him. The other impressive number for Carter Crispin, no picks, 0 turnovers. Maybe one fumble. I have to double check that. I don't even think that's accurate, but he's been able to take care of the football. Jacoby Lane, 25 catches, 501 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's good for 11th in the 6A in catches. His 501 yards are good for 4th in the 6A conference, and the 8 touchdowns, 2nd in the 6A conference. He's lined up to the near side. Crispin's looking for Jacoby Lane. Pass thrown over the middle. The ball's going to be caught at the 15-yard line. Making a catch is Lennox Lawson. He gets dropped immediately there. The defensive play made by Wilson Kerr, a linebacker, 5'8", 160, and he was right there, right next to him as that third down was unable to be converted into a first down here. So the ball will be placed on the, looks like the 15-yard line. So this would be a 32-yard attempt here for Kai Evans out of a Cody Hall hold. Snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is on its way, and it is no good. 32-yard field goal attempt from Kai Evans is wide left. The Toros stand tall here on the second drive of the game here for Red Mountain, and we're going to get a injury timeout here as one of the Toros is a little bit banged up. James, bend but don't break right now for this Toro defense.
Yeah, they got lucky and dodged a huge bullet there, having that field goal go wide left and then holding the Red Mountain Lions after a pretty good drive there overall, moving that football down the football field. But Mountain View able to stand strong here and maintain their 3-0 lead, 1:07 remaining here in the first. But that was a great opportunity for Red Mountain to get some points on the board, and they were unable to.
That was all set up by that 49-yard return there by Lennox Lawson. We'll see if we can't figure out who's banged up. We'll take a quick injury timeout. You're watching the Battle of Brown Road on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Parker & Sons press box on the campus of Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Booby. All-region performer for the Toros, Suliasi Waske, the middle linebacker, 5'10", 224-pound senior, is being aided by his training staff and perhaps a couple coaches, unable to put any weight on his left leg. So Waske, an early casualty here in this Battle of Brown Road. And for Carter Crispin and company, they'll head over to the monitor and get with Coach Barge and start to talk things over there and work on the offensive strategy. But it's all about the defense for Kyle Enders now at center stage. James?
Football fans, listen to the Red Mountain Football broadcast team of Kevin Derryberry and James Poovey, home and away on Red Mountain TV on YouTube. Download the app now and listen to the game tonight. Bring your headphones to the game and tune in to Red Mountain Football on YouTube, just like Dr. Giles.
That's how you do it. Dr. Corey Giles knows how to watch the game inside the stands. And from what we've gathered, more and more people are coming out of the woodwork letting us know, hey, we watched the game and we listened to the game in the stands and we listened to your call. And so shout out to Michael Mallory's parents, they too. And, of course, the McClures always love Chuck's Fine Meats, proud sponsors of Red Mountain football, and huge contribution from Parker McClure. Screen to Damiani, and here comes Skylar Evans, and Skylar Evans will deck him after he makes the catch. Nothing like turning around and running into 2-7 right there with a bullseye on your back for Mr. Damiani. Aiden Damiani, meet Skylar Evans. That was fantastic football.
How about the decleater right there from Skylar Evans? He comes up and just lays a pop on that guy immediately as soon as that ball hits his hands. What a play there for 2-7. We're spoiled. He does that all the time, Kevin.
That was another bone-crunching hit from Skylar Edmonds. I got some interesting facts on Skylar Edmonds, the baseball player. He is a stud athlete. He's 2'7". So now for Mountain View, it would be second down and 10 from their own inside the 20. Roberts' pass complete near side. Ball caught there by Zach Gamont. Spun down there immediately by Red Mountain's 21, Xavier Sanchez. Sanchez getting the start tonight, 5'10", 160, a junior, and did a nice job of hanging on to Gamont right there. But Willie Roberts under some pressure right there, under duress, as they say, a quick release, able to get that football out.
And that duress, my friend, caused by number 27, Skylar Edmonds, who was bearing down on that quarterback and almost got his 5th TFL of the season.
Triple zeros on the scoreboard here from Red Mountain High School. We'll take a break in this quarter change. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
Red Mountain freshmen and JV on their victories this week.
Welcome back to Red Mountain High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Pouvier. Shout out to some of our guys, some of our dudes watching tonight. Maybe some of our guys are here. Always a pleasure to speak and interact with Chris Andriatis. Tabor Lamar might be in the house tonight. Former offensive line coach Doug Dietrich also in the building here.
Saw some fellows on the field before the game as well. The Rocket was down there.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely. Always good to see the
alums coming back.
The alums come back and support the younger players. And they said, man, I wouldn't miss the Battle of Brown Road. I said, absolutely.
No, it is indeed a good one. In fact, the last decade it's been Red Mountain 7 wins with 3 losses here.
Folks, get on YouTube, get on the comments there and let us know where you're watching from. I see a guy from the class of 91 watching in Dallas. Enjoy some good barbecue for me there. I'm from Dallas, so missing that out here in Phoenix.
Hit us with the hashtag
Ethan
roll
Davidson
call.
Also watching the game tonight.
Ethan Davidson, a former Mountain View Toro. ED, good player. Willie Roberts over the middle. The ball is caught. Making the catch was Reese Marziel. And he'll pick up about 13 yards there, and it'll be enough to move the chains here. Willie Roberts to Reese Marziel. Reese Marziel was instrumental in that Battle of Brown Road last year in that 16-13 victory for the Toros. Willie Roberts put up 257 yards in that contest, but it was Marziel, 50 yards on 16 totes and a touchdown. 16-13, that game went in the favor of the Toros. Red Mountain shown blitz, they back out of it. They go back to Damiani. He's got some space at the 40, 45, 50, still on his feet to the 40-yard line. He's going to be tripped up right there. Nico Garces was one of the guys over there on the hunt, and Damiani with a lot of speed. Ryan Grosskloss out of that safety spot came over there and finished things up. But that was an impressive run here by Aiden Damiani, the leading ball carrier for Mountain View.
It's fair enough to call that a touchdown-saving tackle right there for Ryan Grosscloss, because that's exactly what it was. He stopped a very speedy Adian Damiani out of the backfield right there, and I tell you, if this guy gets in space, he might break one here for the Toros.
Yeah, he's their leading rusher, as I mentioned. 6 touchdowns to go. That's through 3 games. They played Mesa a couple of weeks ago, and then they had a game against Dobson that was canceled due to COVID, so they're winners 24-14 over Mesa last time they took the field. This is an undefeated Toro football team. Willie Roberts on the run, and it's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Skylar Edmonds. Skylar Edmonds over there with another TFL for him. Another outstanding play. So gifted is Skylar Edmonds. Just the talent just runneth over with Skylar Edmonds.
You know, he's one of those, we got a couple of them here at Red Mountain, dual threat linebackers, I like to call them. They're good in run support, and they're able to cover in space. They put pressure on the quarterback, very sure tacklers, and you saw right there, Skylar Edmonds, once again, disrupting things in the backfield for the Toros.
5th TFL of the season for Skylar Edmonds to go along with a couple of interceptions.
Shout out
Edmonds.
to Sean Zander watching tonight from San Diego, California. Almost feels like San Diego out here tonight, Kev.
Nice little community in San Diego. Looking for a new manager.
I knew that was coming.
Jace Tingler fired the last couple of days. Well, you know why the Padres are so close to me, though, right? Right? I mean, yeah, the Dodger thing is one thing, but I work for the Padres.
10:02 in the second. Okay, go ahead.
I work for the Padres. So
you do. You're right.
I kind of keep it
Peoria
real
Sports Complex. That's right.
I keep those guys close to the vest, close to the heart, like the Mariners as well.
All family, right?
But it's all about what's going on in the Bay Area tonight, San Francisco and Los Angeles. Back to Willie Roberts from the pistol. Looks right. Fires over the middle of the field. The ball is incomplete. He wanted Bowers, and he missed him. He was open, but a little too much velocity on that one. Skylar Edmonds was in the area, but I believe providing the coverage here from this side of the field is all I need is, I think it was Nico Garces with the coverage there.
It just looked like
Xavier Fendenheim.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why he's putting so much velocity on that football right there, Kev. Just needs to be a little bit more touch on that pass. He's aware of the prowess of the linebackers and the DBs there for Red Mountain. Wanted to make sure and get that one in there, but no way Boyd Bowers could handle that one.
He could. By the way, 2 Xaviers on the football field right now. You have Xavier Fendenheim wearing 2-4, and that last play was Xavier Sanchez wearing 21. Roberts back to throw. 7-step drop, looking for the deep ball over the middle of the field. He's got a man there, and the ball is overthrown. Ryan Grosscloss, step for step with the coverage on Zach Gamont. Willie Roberts, he can spin it. Made a nice little throw right there, but just too much for the wide receiver, Zach Gamont, to run underneath that one.
And that was a fantastic blitz pick up there as well. I got to give up some credit for the Mountain View's running backs there stepping up and picking up that blitz put on there by Red Mountain.
Here comes Willie Roberts. Aiden Damiani, one of those tailbacks over there. They've got a couple of good ones. Dalton Gillette also has made some contributions in this Battle of Brown Road over the years. It's 3-0 here at the 9:40 mark of the second quarter. Working left to right are the Toros, led by their first-year head coach, Joe Germain. You just have to love what he brings to the table. And, of course, you already talked about Coach Heap, and Coach Heap used to play at Mountain View, played in the NFL, played at Arizona State. High snap for Roberts as he puts that right leg into it. A high kick, takes a bounce inside the 25-yard line, and it will take a Toro roll inside the 20-yard line. So give Willie Roberts another punt inside the 20. I don't know if I like that stat. I mean, how difficult is that? Nothing against any of you punters out there. The coffin kicks, the way that you're able to put the ball up into the air, hang time. I know there's a lot of craft and a lot of art with punters. But
absolutely.
But inside the 20, is that a significant stat? Is we're having fun?
Well, it's not as significant in the high school game as it probably is in the league.
I'd say inside the 10.
Inside the 10, now you're pinning it. I agree. I agree. Dial that thing in a little bit more.
Carter Crispin back to work with 3 wide receivers this time. He runs a little delay to Lennox Lawson. Lawson to the right side, running towards the hash marks, just inside the numbers. And as he started to make that cut, he had his legs taken out from underneath him. Malaki Tase right there to make the tackle. 99. We mentioned it already here in this first quarter, but Tony Tabor, their one-time defensive line coach, former head coach for Desert Mountain, just a huge Tase fan, a huge endorser of the young man. as he's grown quite a bit over the last couple of seasons. He's been a good one here for the Toros. His brother Matave, also another successful high school football player.
It's been fun to watch him at least once a year over the past few years, Kev.
There goes Jacoby Lane in motion. He has yet to be targeted. First time tonight makes the catch. A leaping catch as he gets popped at the same time. Jacoby Lane, he just looks the part. He's got an incredible body. The 6'5" frame is just amazing, and he's as tough as nails for that 185 pounds that he plays with. And he just makes routine plays look routine, and he makes the most difficult plays look routine.
Well, they could just play jump ball all day long with Jacoby Lane, throw it up and let him go get it.
Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane for 7 yards. They're running on the sweep left, and the Toro defense robust right now. They've been able to stop the run here early on. Malaki Tase among others down there in the middle of the fracas right there.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Kev. Was Tase around when L2 was a senior?
Matave was first
Matave,
one.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Here comes Michael Mallory to check in.
I was wondering if Malake got to play against L2 and L3. I don't know. It might be one year miss there.
I think Tase probably played with the freshman his first year and then kind of slipped up to the varsity that his sophomore through his senior season. Crispin has Preston Heap to the slot to the right. There goes Villanueva in motion. It's a delay to Michael Mallory, and he's going to be tackled for a loss in the backfield. 99 shooting the gap right there, knifing right through there. Malaki Tase with another big-time tackle. He is a playmaker, and he's a playmaker extraordinaire.
Man, 5th TFL of the season, 2nd of the game there for Tase. That's how you do it.
23 tackles through 3 games for Malaki Tase. Say that again? What's the question?
Looks like we had a quarterback change there for the Toros. Jermaine.
We might see Jermaine a little bit. Jack Jermaine, the coach's son. Do you see Jermaine on that last series, Tyler?
Our mistake.
Part of the process. 4 down linemen. There goes Cooper Turley in motion. They fake it to him. Crispin rolls to the near side, throws the ball down the middle of the field. The ball's going to be broken up. He wanted Jacoby Lane, and breaking that play up was Matthew Clark. Penalty marker behind the play around the 33-yard line. So Willie Roberts started the game at quarterback, and we thought we might see some of Jack Jermaine. Jack Jermaine took a series on that last drive on offense for Mountain View. Just a sophomore is Jermaine. We'll keep an eye out for that. Thank you for our global viewing audience. And here comes Cody Hall back in there in the punt formation. Hall, 6'2", 230, is also the primary holder. It'll be Gamont back deep around his own 33-yard line. Snap is back. It's a good snap. Hall puts that right leg into one. That's a good punt with some good hang time. And back deep is Matthew Clark. Looked like for a moment it was Gamont there with the angle, the ability to read the numbers. So it was indeed Matthew Clark. Good pump there by Cody Hall, and he puts it back on the 24-yard line, and that is where this Red Mountain defense will go back to work. And we'll see which quarterback joins us here on the football field.
Looks like Mr. Roberts is trotting out for this drive now for the Toros.
It is indeed Willie Roberts, 6', 200, the senior. How about that? Plays a middle linebacker as well. Also is the punter. A lot of pageantry here tonight. It is Susan B. Komen Cancer Awareness Night as well. So a special shout out to all those cancer survivors as Bowers makes the reception on that one. Looks like Tanner DeMassa was over there in one area, but Nico Garces, the corner, working on Bowers, also in there assisting on the tackle. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from what looks to be the 25-yard line. 6:08 to go till halftime. It's 3-0 Mountain View with the early lead. Gamont in motion. He gets the flip here. They string him out, and he's going to go nowhere. Another great play there on the defensive side by Parker McClure. 6 foot 220. Parker McClure just literally taking his blockers and shedding them and getting back in the secondary and making a big-time play. That's what Parker McClure has done his entire career, and that's what he'll do at a school near you if you recruit this young man.
Oh, I tell you what, schools out there watching tonight, college coaches, you want a guy that knows how to play football. They don't call him Dirty 30 for nothing. This guy can bring it.
3rd and 12 from the 33-yard line. Roberts back to throw. He throws over the middle. The ball is going to be incomplete. He wanted Bowers again. Mav Starks right there providing the coverage for the Red Mountain defense. And good pressure again up front, supplied by the Red Mountain front four. And Willie Roberts had to throw that ball a little bit too fast. He had to throw it much quicker than he anticipated. And he too, again, showed a lot of arm strength as he just whistled that one right over Jackson Boyd Bowers' fingertips. 5:16 to go. Clock is stopped here in the second quarter. Snap is back to Willie Roberts, the punter. Willie Roberts, the punter. Mallory from his own 45. And he'll be grabbed and thrown down. Special teams tackle made by their Isaac Farnsworth. Farnsworth, 6'1", 210. James, a little bit of a slow start here, offensively speaking. In fact, last week's game, I think, at Liberty was 14-3 at the break, so the offense kind of was, again, a little bit sluggish to get going here. But credit Mountain View's defense. This is an undefeated football team. They're playing well tonight.
Yeah, it's a battle. It's a defensive battle. I love defensive football. A lot of people love to see the touchdowns, the air raid, go to the air. I want to see points, but
air yards.
This is a
air
battle
yards
right here, buddy. I like it.
We want to see air yards.
Yes.
Over the top, take the top off, deep balls.
Go deep all night. Throw it over the scoreboard. Throw it out there on Brown Road.
I think the idea of, I think last week we were talking at halftime going into the third quarter, what does Josh Barge's offense need to do? And we just said, hey, they need to have a sustained drive. They need to throw it, run it, throw the ball down the field, throw some outs. Just possess the football and move the football and do it, they say matriculate it, right?
Matriculate
up and down
the football
the field.
down
That's
the field.
what they need to do. And so now we're going to see what the offense can do here, trailing by 3 with 5:08 to go in this second quarter.
Well, great field position there right there from the 44 as well. That should definitely help us out, right?
Yeah. Great crowd on hand here tonight, Mr. Poovy. The Toros have traveled well. The Toro Nation, they've got their banners hanging up over there. They've made the trek down Brown Road. And, of course, great student body representation from the Red Sea here. And you see a lot of pink as they, again, we honor and pay tribute to those who have survived and even some of those that we have lost through such a deadly disease called cancer. Man, I don't like to talk about cancer. It's a reality. Everything that I watch on television, it could be Sesame Street all the way to sports, and they got cancer ads on every single channel that there is. I hear ads when I'm driving in the car. I get it. They got a lot of money. They buy a lot of advertising. There's a need.
Sure.
But, man, it is, no pun intended, it's overkill. How about Kevin McCabe? He's here representing the Gridiron Club. Nice pregame show there. He's clad in that Corona del Sur neon orange. That is some bright orange. I don't have any gear like that. James, you?
I don't have.
Being a Bronco guy?
I don't think I have anything that orange. And I got a lot of orange, Kev, in the closet. I do. I got some jerseys that are just about that orange, but not quite that hunter orange. Like you can see it from 150 yards out on the deer blind.
So I got to guess what kind of Bronco jerseys you might possess. Here's Crispin to the 40, 45, and he's going to be grabbed out of bounds and tackled there. Now, again, for my money, James, that's a little bit late. It wasn't a nasty hit, but that was a late hit. Nonetheless, Wilson Kerr rode Carter Crispin out about 2 yards off the side of the field.
Oh, they've thrown a flag for a lot less.
Oh,
that's for sure.
Without question. We have seen this time and time again. There's a 3-yard scramble for the quarterback, Carter Crispin. And for Crispin, and the clock didn't even move either. So 5:02 to go when that last play began, and still 5:02 to go when this play begins. And they run it this time, and there's nobody home. Malaki Tasse, they're blowing things up.
Wow. Number 65, Jace Espinosa, using his hands, shedding the block, running right through there, and making the stop for Mountain View.
99 also had something to say about that one. So no gain there for Red Mountain. In fact, they lose one, maybe two. Villanueva checks back in. Crispin has 3 wide receivers now. Make it 4 with Lennox Lawson making the catch over the middle of the field. Beautiful ball there by Carter Crispin. He threw a frozen rope to a wide open Lennox Lawson, and Lennox Lawson makes the catch at the 35-yard line, and that will be enough to get a fresh set of downs for this Red Mountain offense.
Yes, sir. May I have another? Let's see some more of that now from this Red Mountain offense. Great protection up front provided by that offensive line. Crispin just delivered a dime right there to L3.
Carter Crispin to Lennox Lawson, a gain of 22 yards and a 1st and 10 for the Mountain Lions, working right to left. This is the best drive of the night here for Red Mountain. There goes Lennox in motion. Play fake for Crispin. Steps up, throws the deep ball. End zone. Ball is incomplete. He had Jacoby laying there in double coverage, and the pass was incomplete.
That's tough. How's that not a flag, Kev?
John Stout back there.
A lot of contact.
With some coverage along with Maddox Garola. Garola was back there. And I liked Crispin. He stepped up in the pocket, got his feet set, and threw a nice ball down towards the end zone. Good loft underneath that ball, but again, into double coverage there. Credit the defense to break that one up. 2nd and 10 from the Toro 35-yard line. There goes Lennox in motion again. He gets the keep this time. He turns it upfield, and he's going to have positive yardage as his head snaps back on the turf there. Boy, Lennox was running a clear jet sweep, and there was a defensive player there on the end waiting for him, said, come on. And then Lennox just said, you know what, we're going to go a little NASCAR, left turn right now, left turn only, and he just shook out Maddox Garola.
That's exactly what it was. You could see them almost lock eyes there on the edge, and L3 had 2 choices, try to get around the corner, around his corner, or dip it inside, and he said, I'm turning left right here.
He might have had 3 choices. He could have bowled them over as well, too, but I think he took the best choice there as he just broke off 4 yards right there. There goes Lennox in motion again, this time near side, 30, and there's a penalty marker on the play. There's 1 penalty marker there. Let's see if this looks like it's in the area of holding here. Gives you an opportunity to introduce to you our officiating crew here tonight. We are 3:07 to go in the second quarter, and we're just now introducing to you the officials, and that is a great, great sign right there. Bob Shreves is our referee tonight. Drew McDonald is the head linesman. David Hyams is our umpire. Kanan Keyser is the back judge, and then Big Game James Moore is our linesman, our officiating crew here tonight. So that penalty is going to send Red Mountain back. That's a costly penalty for Josh Barge's offense. And with 3:07 to go till halftime, the Mountain Lions want to talk things over. And with this break in the action, we'll step aside, pay a couple of bills. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Boovy here in the Parker & Sons press box on the campus of Red Mountain High School. 3-0 score here, and if you're just now tuning in, you're saying, where's the offense? Well, it's a work in progress. Right now it's been really tremendous defense from both sides here through the first half. Here's Carter Crispin with 4 wide receivers now. There goes L3 in motion. Play fake to Villanueva. Pass fired over the middle. Ball's caught by Preston Heap. He got belted as he made the reception. Drilling him on the play was Matthew Clark. Pressure in the face of Carter Crispin. And great blitz pick up there by Josiah Villanueva. And that'll bring up a 4th down and manageable here for Mike Peterson's football team. 4th and 5 from the Toro 30-yard line. Red Mountain wants to go for it. Crispin rolls to the far side. A delay to Villanueva in space. Villanueva's got the first down. Villanueva the 20, 15, 10, 5, Touchdown, Mountain Lions. A 30-yard dash for cash for the Typhoon, Josiah Villanueva. Boom.
Unbelievable run right there. Almost a little bit of Statue of Liberty, misdirection play. They just froze that defense for just half a second, and Josiah Villanueva off to the races, out the gate. Score it.
Josh Barge, that was an impressive offensive call. Red Mount football, offensive unit. That was tremendous execution on that particular play. You know they worked on that one in practice. It's how you draw it up. It's how you practice it, and it's how you execute it in the game. They did just that. The Kai Evans point after try is wide right. 2:33 to go. Our new score in this second quarter. Red Mountain 6, Mountain View 3. How about Josiah Villanueva, 30-yard touchdown run? Boy, he made that look pretty, didn't he?
He did indeed. A great play call. It all started with that right there, but the execution has to be there, and it was there in every phase of that play. The line blocked tremendously well. They sold the run out to the right-hand side. They tried to sell that scramble for Carter Crispin because they've been keying him over the last couple of plays, and they did it to perfection right there. They lost track of Villanueva, and he was out the gate.
Villanueva rushing touchdown number 5. And with that touchdown, Parker & Sons will donate another $100 to Red Mount Football. Parker & Sons, for all of your heating and cooling needs. There will be no Melvins on your job. Just another $100 in the name of Josiah Villanueva. The Typhoon gets it done. And, boy, I tell you what, that touchdown run just brought some energy into this building, a little life to this fan base here.
It did. It got everybody awoken a little bit here inside the stadium. And they're feeling this one right now. Up 3 points. There's a lot more work to do, but they're starting to get into this one here.
This is going to be Matthew Clark who's going to let it go into the end zone. So Kai Evans' kick goes into the end zone. Give him another touchback. And I tell you what, any coach for special teams, including Mike Peterson, you'll take a touchback 9 out of 9 times. That is just great special teams work. No return. Let's take that.
Every single time and twice on Sundays.
Speaking of Sundays, Broncos, who do they have this weekend?
We are at Heinz Field, my friend. Early game. Yes, sir.
Yes. So there'll be a football game of the National Football League with no quarterbacks playing. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough. You guys have Drew Lock, unless Teddy Two Gloves doesn't go.
Teddy is clear and ready to go, baby. Buckle up, Pittsburgh defense.
All right, let's see who's at quarterback. This should be Willie Roberts. Roberts completes the pass over the middle of the field. Jackson Bowers makes the reception, and he was dropped down immediately by Parker McClure. Dirty 30 in coverage right there. And I tell you what, Willie Roberts put it on. Jackson Boyd Bowers right there shows you a little bit about his offensive capability. That's great technique by McClure. Just a perfect pass. And I won't go back to it. I think that was Jack Germain there. Boy, they're very similar in size, very similar numbers. Germain rifles it to the far side, and it was in and out of the hands of the DB for Red Mountain. Number 2-1, Xavier Sanchez, the other Xavier. Boy, you got that was impressive. But it was Jermaine
right
a little bit
there.
too hot on that, looking for the slant route, as Damiani will give way here. Checking into the backfield is, well, one player that just came in is Jaden Kalinowski. Kalinowski, a junior wide receiver, plays a little defensive back as well. 6'3" with 1:59 to go to the break here. Looks like Caber's going to head out for the night. Clad in pink and orange. Boy, that is an interesting look there for the Dean.
Is he heading out on us at halftime? Come on, Kev.
I'm not sure if he's going to win fashion awards, but he'll win some awards broadcasting. Jermaine back to throw, has time, whistles it this way, and it's going to be incomplete. Skylar Edmonds providing the coverage there for Red Mountain, and you got to love your linebackers that will come up and then take on a wide receiver or a slot back or a running back, whatever the case may be. But Skylar Edmonds will defend anybody. This time it was Reese Marziel.
I just love the way the guy plays football. He's got a motor. He's always in the area or always contributing to the play in some way or another. I've just enjoyed watching him play over the last few years so much.
He is relentless, right? He's also one whale of a baseball player. .312 batting average, .391 on-base percentage. And how about this? In 29 games played for Skylar Edmonds, 24 hits, 20 RBIs. He scored 22 times, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. And this is my favorite part about Skylar Edmonds' game on the baseball diamond. And 6 varsity assists. from the outfield, right? But
wow.
As a JV player, Skylar Edmonds had 24 assists. This dude has a cannon. I mean, you talk about El Cañon. Skylar Edmonds is a tremendous baseball player. He's box office in football and baseball.
And hey,
2-7, baby.
How about the stats right there for Skylar Edmonds? Just on cue, Kev. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But this guy, I love watching him play. You talk about the Bronco jerseys?
Yeah.
That was my first one, 2-7.
Okay, so that was Atwater.
Yes.
All right, so give me a feel for who else might be in there, because I know the names. I just got to come up with it.
There's a couple obvious ones.
Okay.
A couple sevens.
I was going to say Carl Mecklenburg, but I didn't know if you were a real Mecklenburg guy.
I don't have a Mecklenburg. The Gray Ghost. I was a fan, but I don't have a jersey.
7-7. So you go
no,
Lyle
I'm saying,
Alzado.
I'm saying sevens. John.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Elway.
Yeah, couple of those.
But you said plural.
Al Wilson.
When you say sevens.
I say a couple of sevens. I got a couple of Elway jerseys.
Oh, okay, okay.
A throwback. But it's not a throwback. It's a real one from '94, so it's not technically a throwback. But
John Elway.
Yes, sir.
In fact, ASU and Stanford are doing battle tonight at Tempe at Sun Devil Stadium. But John Elway, one of my very first ever college games, is watching John Elway at Sun Devil Stadium as a member of the Stanford Cardinal.
No kidding.
Jermaine is pressured. He gets drilled from the backside by Parker McClure. And Jack Jermaine meet Parker McClure. And McClure, once he leveled Jermaine, he did give him that patented Parker McClure look. I tell you, that look is, for my money, again,
gaze.
I'd throw a couple $100 on there on the table to watch Parker McClure make plays and then get up and do that look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the look, it's the playmaking ability that precedes the look. But boy, I tell you what, that encore, the look is incredible for me. Back to Roberts this time. It's Willie Roberts with the punt. Michael Mallory's back deep, and he's just going to watch this one go out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Smart play there by Michael Mallory. Let's just live the play on. Let's keep the football in your possession. Penalty marker back where Willie Roberts kicked it away.
How about that punt from Willie Roberts? So, I mean, this guy has got some talent. 10, 20, 30. That was 30-plus for the quarterback.
A multi-talented young man. Let's see what Bob Shreves had to say here. Illegal substitution against the Mountain Lions. I can't imagine Coach Peterson would try to do something like that. Put another guy in there.
Negative.
You got to figure all those infractions like that, too many men in the huddle or illegal substitution, those are just complete those are just oversights, right? It's not like you're like, hey, give me one more guy in there.
Yeah.
Right? It's not,
Let's sneak one more in there and see if they catch it.
maybe in the league on Sundays.
We're going to go real heavy on this one. We're going to put 3 extra guys in there.
Hey, I want 13 package. Give me the 2 extra guys. Let's see if they can
Hurry up and snap it. See if we can pull it off.
But you look at Jacoby Lane, and, the scouts look at his body and say, really? 6'5", 230, you can run like that, great hands. Nickname is Inspector Gadget. You're like, wow, he's got a lot of tools. Just a junior, James, so to think what he could be like as a senior. And I know we kind of embellished it maybe week 1, week or 2. We said that he had some Randy Moss in him, maybe a little Jerry Rice. I mean, those are Hall of Fame wide receivers. We might have been a little overzealous, but I tell you what, the more I watch of Jacoby Lane, he's got the it factor, but he's got a little something of all those guys.
Yeah, he does.
He is special.
He does. He's got a little bit of everything. He's got there's so many intangibles that this guy has, and I'd like to see him get him the football more.
I think he'd like to see the football more as well. Everybody on that team wants the football more. Oh, and good thing that Joe Germain said, let's kick this again. Or maybe Mike Peterson said, let's kick this again. But this time it's a shank, and now it's going to be basically an addition of 10 yards in field position here for Carter Crispin and company. And leading the charge out on the field is 73 Javier Ronda Pinion, 6'3", 308. He's your left tackle. He's going to block the blind side of Carter Crispin, and that's a good guy to have up front, James.
Absolutely. That's a showdown right there on that left side between him and Malaki Tassé.
Preston Heap lines up to the slot to the right. He's got Jacoby Lane outside the numbers. Crispin back to pass. Looks left, fires left, and he's got Cooper Turley making the catch. He's dumped immediately there by Wilson Kerr. Gain of 5. Crispin to Cooper Turley. For Turley, his second catch of the ball game.
We got to make something happen right here, Kev. Take advantage of this field position. Just over a minute to play in the half.
4 wide receivers now for Carter Crispin. Slaps the hands, rolls to the far side, stops, looks around. Here comes the pressure, dodge the pressure, and then he gets sacked right there. Boy, that is an impressive tackle right there. Number 69 up there to make the tackle. And, of course, well, I could maybe say, I beg your pardon, I would say Jace Espinoza, 65 from our vantage point. That was an impressive tackle on Carter Crispin. It looked like he saw Milwaukee Tassé. He dodged him, and then as he started to get away from Tassé, here comes Espinoza to take him out. That was an impressive tackle right there. As you saw Crispin kind of leave the turf for a moment there. He got airborne.
Yeah, he did. That was a dangerous cutback right there by Carter Crispin. That defensive line for Mountain View was playing fantastic that time, not overrunning the play, running up and down the line of scrimmage with authority.
63 seconds to go in half number 1. It's 6-3 Red Mountain leading the undefeated Mountain View Toros. They're 4-0 as they enter play here tonight after that 24-14 win over the Jackrabbits just a couple of weeks ago. In fact, on the 15th of October, Mountain View's looking for an opponent. Another challenge due to COVID-19. When will this COVID-19 go away? And when will there goes Lennox Lawson. They fake it to him. Double pass at Jacoby Lane. Here comes the pressure. Jacoby rifles it back to Carter Crispin, and Carter Crispin breaks a tackle, 45, and he'll be grabbed and thrown down as he approaches the 50-yard line. Isaac Farnsworth. You talk about a razzle-dazzle. It looked like they wanted a double pass, Crispin to Jacoby Lane. We've seen Jacoby throw it already this season. He's 1 for 1 in passing, maybe 1 for 2. He had nowhere to go with the football, so he threw a dart right back to Carter Crispin, and Carter Crispin tried to do his best Jacoby Lane impersonation.
The first thing you got to credit on that is the defensive backs for Mountain View staying with their receivers, not getting fooled by any of that stuff going on in the backfield there, and not trying to come help. That was great defensive play there for the Toros.
Yeah, no question about that. That's a great point, James. That was really good defense. You talk about reading your keys and staying home. They did just that. So here comes Cody Hall back around his 33-yard line. Matthew Clark is back deep around the 22-yard line. 21 seconds on the play clock here at Red Mountain High School. Providing some coverage there at fullback is Parker McClure. I wonder when they're going to snap it back to McClure and let him run with the football just a little bit.
Come on.
20 seconds to go here. 5 on the play clock. Snap is back. Hall's punt up into that night sky, and the ball is nearly dropped. Michael Mallory is all over that, ready to pounce on it, as Matthew Clark was able to secure the football. And this is where Joe Germain's offense will go back to work, trailing by 3 with 12.1 ticks to go in this first half, JP.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Red Mountain was not able to do anything with that football, getting that drive started at midfield at the 50-yard line. You got to at least come away with 3 points there, especially in a tight ball game like this 6-3. But a defensive slugfest, Kevin. I love it.
It is indeed a smash-mouth type football game here. The Battle of Brown Road here in East Mesa, the home of the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, as the officiating crew will discuss this penalty. The Red Mountain defense will head back onto the field. Tristan Donna got the start tonight at nose tackle. And we'll also see some of Tyler Brenner as well out there defensively on that D line. So we're going to need a spotter every time the Toros come out on offense so we can see who the quarterback's going to be. Because you have 11 and 12. They're both 6 foot tall. They're both almost 200 pounds. And they're very, very similar in makeup, too. This will be Jermaine, and the pass is batted down. Boy, you had 3 guys all over the play. You had Brandon Kasmerick there, as well as TKB, and I think it was 99 Kasmerick, the other 99 on this football field, making a play right there.
Coach Enders sent him that time. Everybody to the quarterback and meet me there.
Nice defense there by Brandon Kasmerick. Joe Germain will make it Jack Germain, and you can understand how that's going to happen. Joe Germain's the head coach. I've called Joe's name for 15 years now. It's Jack at the helm. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. You got JBB to the near side. And now Red Mountain will take a timeout. Coach Enders didn't like that set, and he had a timeout, so he took the timeout. And you can see Todd Heap roaming the sidelines down there, the big fella. He's got his two boys, Preston and Kyle Heap, on this Red Mountain roster. And that would be a great question. You just wonder how a Toro football player, a Toro alum who's in East Mesa, how the kids end up at Red Mountain. I'm curious about the dynamic of that, how it came about. Wouldn't you be fascinated to know that story?
I would love to know the entire story, yes. And we got a chance to talk with Todd during I think it was the first or second home game we had this season, and he was saying it was just a simple fact that his boys had been playing with these guys since they were, in Pee Wee football together, and they wanted to keep playing with their guys. It's as simple as that.
You gotta like how the result there. Preston Heap, he has a tendency to look like Pops a little bit on the receiving end of those. Just his body makeup and how he runs some routes. He looks like a younger version of the great Todd Heap. This is Jermaine to Adiani. And Adiani running laterally right at us, and then turns the corner right up towards the numbers. And Tyler Cade Brown and friends right there to make the play. That's the final play of half number one. Our first 24 minutes are in the books here in this 32nd edition of the Battle of Brown Road. We move to halftime. Our score, the Mountain Lions from Red Mountain, 6, and the Toros from Mountain View, 3. We extend the invitation to stay with us for all of our halftime festivities. Coming up next, you are watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
National Merit Scholarship Corporation recently announced the names of approximately 16,000 semifinalists in the National Merit Scholarship Program. This program honors individual students who show exceptional academic ability and potential for success in rigorous college studies. The nationwide pool of semifinalists representing less than 1% of U.S. high school seniors includes the highest scoring entrants in each state on the preliminary SAT. These academically talented high school seniors have an opportunity to continue in the competition for 7,500 National Merit Scholarships worth nearly $30 million. Scholarships are supported by several hundred business organizations and higher education institutions that share the goal of encouraging the pursuit of academic excellence. Red Mountain is proud to have 5 seniors that were named National Merit Semifinalists, and they are Julian Jordan, Ashlyn Krebs, Samuel Smith, Danielle Smolka, and Cattell Forstad. In addition, Rayanna Barrow was named as a College Board National African American Recognition Program Scholar, and Jason Vandemark and Marcia Keller were named as College Board National Hispanic Recognition Program Scholars. Please join us in congratulating these stellar students. Best of luck to each of them as they pursue their post-secondary goals. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Red Mountain Marching Choir. This year's show, entitled Finding Light, features a journey from dark to light based on the hymn tune, It Is Well With My Soul. Please welcome the Red Mountain Marching Pride and Drum Major Paloma Gire. The Red Mountain Marching Band is under the direction of Jennifer Hamilton and Taryn Jones. Student teachers, Christine Smith. Percussion instructors, Wardell King, Rob Davis, Matt Izquierdo, Evan Dixon, and Trevor Gipper. Visual instructors are Taylor Gowdy, Zach Lefko, and Raina Richardson. The guard director is Aubrey Oliver. The Marching Pride would like to acknowledge our corporate sponsors, Integrity Building Corp., Velocity Mechanical, Technical Systems, Woolley and Tully Produce Incorporated, Superstition Sunrise Luxury RV Resort, Red Mountain Self-Storage and RV, B&M Communications, Pacino's, and Chick-fil-A. Red Mountain elects to receive. To begin the third quarter, Mountain View will defend the south goal.
Welcome back to the Parker & Sons press box on the campus
Toros.
of Red Mountain High School for the 32nd edition of the Battle of Brown Road. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside my broadcast partner. Joining me in the broadcast booth is James Poovey. JP, it's 6-3, a 30-yard touchdown run from Josiah Villanueva just brought this house down and gave the Red Mountain Mountain Lions the lead. And only to see Kai Evans miss the extra point, but you'll take that lead at halftime in this big-time game.
Anytime there's a rivalry game, Kev, you can go into the locker room up. Any number of points is a good thing. A tight one here, a defensive slugfest. It should be a great second half.
Lennox Lawson is back deep for Red Mountain. Also back deep is number 85, the freshman Tavion Suing. And we're underway here to begin half number 2 as the kick goes out of bounds to the near side. Carter Crispin with some pretty good numbers in the first half. We don't have him unofficially, but he threw for over 100 yards. And he, like he always does, he demonstrates good poise in the pocket, good decision-making, and another half of football where he secures the ball, no picks.
Ball security definitely going to be a premium, here in the second half. Red Mountain, both teams really doing a great job with ball security so far in the ball game tonight.
By the way, number 2, Zach Gomo. We just had a nice little tip there. We wouldn't have had that tip unless somebody provided it. There's a ball over the middle. The ball's caught by Turley at the 50-yard line. Beautifully thrown football there by Carter Crispin. And you talk about some time to throw the football. A great pocket that formed around him. Offensive line work just fantastic. Pinion, O'Neal, and Giles doing a great job on that left side.
Fantastic protection up front. Plenty of time for Carter Crispin to set his feet and fire a strike right into the chest plate of Cooper Turley.
Carter Crispin to Cooper Turley, gain of 16 yards. That's the third grab of the night for Cooper Turley. He leads all receivers with those 3 grabs. Here's Michael Mallory on the sweep to the left, and Michael Mallory with speed to the edge as he turns it upfield and picks up more yardage. A 9-yard run for Michael Mallory. And we talk about Michael Mallory, what kind of camp he had, the kind of shape he came in to camp with. But, you know, Michael Mallory, his presence in camp, and some people said that Michael Mallory was the best back in camp, but Josiah Villanueva, he received a wake-up call by the play of Michael Mallory, and that has made this 2-tandem backfield better.
Yeah, that's what they continue to do in practice every single day, is make each other better, and it just continues throughout the season here.
Crispin over the middle of the field. The ball's caught by Preston Heap. That might have been a one-handed grab by Preston Heap as he leaped up in the air and hauled that one in. Another pretty ball there by Carter Crispin, working in the middle of the field over.
Unbelievable job setting his feet, delivering the football. Preston Heap, another impressive grab here tonight for Red Mountain football. A great game for him tonight, number 18.
How about the stick by Matthew Clark on Preston Heap? Crispin to Heap for a gain of 18 yards. Play fake. They run it to Mallory near side, and Mallory's going to break one tackle, and then he'll run right into the defensive prowess of Isaac Farnsworth. One injury update for you. All-region performer Suliasi Waske is on crutches, and he appears to be in civilian clothes here for the second half, so no double fours for Joe Germain here. Working right to left, first drive of the second half. It's Carter Crispin and company. Breaking the huddle to the right side is Preston Heap. On the hash mark to the right, slot right is Jacoby Lane. There goes Jacoby. They want to get it to Jacoby. The ball's caught over the middle field. The ball is in the hands of Jacoby Lane, and he makes the catch inside the 10-yard line, takes it to the 5, and he's going to be tripped up right there. Another great ball there by Carter Crispin. He's 3 for 3 throwing the football. Another rope right there that time. On target, on the money. Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane for 18 yards and a first and goal to go.
Coach Josh Barge and his offense coming out on fire here in the second half for Red Mountain. They're moving the football down the field. Another nice completion right there. That one to Jacoby Lane.
This is just the 4th play of the drive here. He's got Preston Heap to the near side. In the slot to the left is Cooper Turley. In the backfield, it's Michael Mallory. He gets the call here, and Michael Mallory sidesteps one would-be tackler, gets to that second level through the line of scrimmage, and then he's dropped down there by Matthew Clark, as Matthew Clark has made a lot of plays here in this secondary. Tackle number 5 for Matthew Clark, and Michael Mallory just missed getting in the end zone on a touchdown run there for Michael Mallory. Looking for touchdown number 2 on the campaign for Michael Mallory.
How about Matthew Clark? This guy is impressive for Mountain View.
He really is. Looks like Kasmerick is checked in the backfield. They give it to Mallory. Stutter step, working left, and then here comes a whole bunch of Toros there to defend Michael Mallory. Leading the way up front was number 48, Isaac Farnsworth, and he had a bunch of guys right behind him getting it done. We've seen this run defense for Mountain View stiffen here in short yardage situations.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now holding out this Red Mountain football team, but Red Mountain has got to punch it in right here.
This is 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Ball's thrown to the near side. The ball's going to be picked off. A red zone interception there for Mountain View. They were trying to get the ball into the hands of Lennox Lawson. And Angel Perez, the linebacker, all 5'9" of them, leaping in the air, steps in front of Lennox Lawson and picks that ball off. And we were just singing the praises of Carter Crispin with no picks, and it's bound to happen. And if we see it in the comment section, broadcaster jinx, I'm going to have some fun with you. But that was Carter had been 3 for 3 on that drive, and you know he would like to have that one back, just to go cliche on you.
Absolutely would love to have that one back. He tried to find the receiver in the corner of the end zone there, but an ill-timed interception there for Carter Crispin, and I tell you what, that could be a game-changing play right there.
So Willie Roberts will start the second half. The all-region performer will start the second half here at quarterback for head coach Joe Germain. The 8-time state champion Mountain View Toros. Most of that was done by the all-time winningest coach in Toro history. That's Jesse Parker. And Bernie Buskin along the way, among some other greats for the Toros. They're just trying to restore the roar of what was once a very tradition-rich program. But like things in life happen, all good things come to a close, and that's happened here for Toro football. They run it to the tailback, Aiden Damiani, and it looked like he had a chance for some positive yardage until Tristan Donlin came over there. 5'11", 230, the senior defensive tackle getting a start tonight at nose. Doing a nice job there. Kyle Enders can coach him up, right? He can coach. He knows how to move personnel around. He's a good teacher of this football game. He's a tremendous coach in every way, shape, and form. But here's another guy that he grooms in practice. He works on him. He developed him as a junior varsity player. Now he's playing under the lights here on Friday night, making contributions. Tristan Donlin, congratulations to you, young man.
Absolutely right. Number 69, 5'11", 230, and he can move.
Adiani this time tried to slip through a tackle, and he couldn't because Skylar Evans is just too strong down low to pick up another tackle for Skylar Evans. Open field for Skylar Edmonds, and he is just so talented. Edmonds has 2 pick sixes in his career, and he also had a pick 6 in that Perry game a few years back. You know the one I'm talking about. What was it, 69, 68? There was a pick 6 for Skylar Edmonds in that game off Chubba Purdy, only to have it called back. Otherwise, Skylar Edmonds would have 3 pick 6s in his career. So Willie Roberts faces a 3rd down and 9 from his own 22-yard line with 6:48 to go in this third quarter. A swift-moving third quarter. Roberts back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Kasmerick from the left side. And he's going to throw, and the ball is nearly intercepted. Great pressure from DeMassa on one side and Kasmerick on the other. And it looked like Skylar Evans maybe gave him a PBU. And when you see your teammates like Carson Mauder smack the top of the helmet of Skylar Evans from one teammate to another, you just like to see those kids congratulate each other and have success with one another on the playing football field. We talk about that brotherhood we always refer to.
Exactly. There's nothing like going to war with your brothers down there on a Friday night, and great to see those guys congratulating each other along with Dirty 30 in there as well.
This is Willie Roberts, the punter this time. Michael Mallory back, and he's just going to retreat, backpedal a little bit, and let this one just go out of bounds. Kasmerick getting a chance to play here tonight. He entered the game with 5 tackles, 3 behind the line of scrimmage, and a couple of sacks. The senior. And we often talk about whoever wears 99. That's not a number that you just grab and off the remaining jerseys that are left. When you step into a number 99, you usually have some game, and Brandon Kasmerick is starting to develop that game.
Absolutely right. Kazmarek, a force to be reckoned with. Only a junior, so we're going to get to see him for one more season. But he fits that 6'4", 235 frame very well.
Crispin with a pump fake and then fires it over the middle looking for Jacoby Lane, and this one is incomplete as Jacoby has words with the entire Mountain View Toro secondary before he heads back to the huddle. I can't imagine what that was like. But
You'd love to see it, Kev.
Something about, I'll be back. I will be back. You guys cannot stop me.
Right here even.
That's why he has a Twitter handle that says, "Can't guard Jack." Jacoby Lane, he is an entertainer. Cooper Turley with single coverage to the near side. There goes Lennox Lawson in motion. Snap is back. They fake it to Villanueva. This is a design run for Crispin, and they're going to catch him from behind. Great pursuit to the football again by the Mountain View Toros. Looked like 6'5" was all over the play. Jace Espinoza, he's made a couple of plays tonight, and he was there to get Carter Crispin on that design run.
Espinosa's made a few plays tonight for the Mountain View Toros, and at critical times as well. That one, a big one there on second down, forcing a big third right here for the Red Mountain offense.
6-3 our score, as you can hear the sounds of the Mountain View Toro pep band in the background there. A lot of pageantry here this evening on the Battle of Brown Road, and there's a trophy down on the field, and it is in place to present after tonight's winner. Crispin over the middle. The ball's caught by Preston Heap. He makes a move at the 45. In open field, the 30, 20, 15, and he's going to be tackled around the 10-yard line. Preston Heap with the biggest play of his young career. What a delivery of the football by Carter Crispin.
Little spin cycle right there for Preston Heap. He pulled that ball in and just headed upfield, put it away high and tight, and rumbled his way down almost to the 10-yard line. What a play there of Crispin to Heap.
Longest reception of the career of Preston Heap, good for 52 yards. Carter Crispin with the delivery of the football under duress, and now is, as James pointed out, that spin cycle move, the spinorama move in effect there for 18, Preston Heap, and he moves the chains here. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Crispin jump ball looking for Lane. He's got it, and he's got a touchdown for the Mountain Lions. Touchdown number 9 on the season for number 5, Jacoby Lane. And Carter Crispin answers that interception with a drive and a touchdown pass of his own. Touchdown pass number 14 for Carter Crispin.
I love it, Kev. We talk about it all the time, the ability to respond. That's exactly what this Red Mountain offense did right there. Crispin to Jacoby Lane. Run to the pylon 5. I'm going to hit you over the shoulder. 6 points, Red Mountain. They take the lead.
3-play drive covering some 60 yards for the Mountain Lions. 52 of that went to Preston Heap. And the touchdown pass to Jacoby Lane. Crispin to Jacoby Lane for 11 yards, the touchdown pass. As Kai Evans tacks on the point after try. 5:19 to go in this third quarter. In the Battle of Brown Road, our new score, Red Mountain 13, and the Mountain Lions and the Toros are now sitting with 3. Your local butcher shop serving the Red Mountain community, Chuck's Fine Meats. Come see Chuck for the finest meats and provisions located on Power and McKellips, and you can visit us on the web at chucksfinemeats.com.
KDB MediaWorks is the premier printer of Red Mountain football for short-run digital print, offset lithography, large format including wall murals, vehicle wraps, packaging, banners, and more. We have a printed solution for you. KDB Broadcasting and MediaWorks, your hybrid source for print, digital, and voice. Call the voice of the Mountain Lions, Kevin Derryberry, at 602-513-3636, or log on to kdbmediaworks.com.
James, I could not have said that any better myself. Talk about a solid read in the industry. That is fantastic.
That's real information right there, my friend.
That is real, hardcore, credible sales right there. 3 plays, some 60 yards for Carter Crispin, and just like that, they had that pick in the end zone, and then great defense, and then you come right back down and you answer. Great play calling there by Coach Barge and Mike Peterson's football team now with a 10-point lead here with 5:19 to go. Trying to pick up just career win number 11 against the Mountain View Toros.
That would be fantastic. Now, if you're Red Mountain's defense, you want to have a stop right here because this Toros offense able to respond as well, Kev.
Yes, sir. And, James, we were talking about the Toros run early. The first 11 games went to the Mountain View Toros. Of course, Jesse Parker won most of those games, if not all of them, 11-0. 7 shutouts in those 11 wins, too. That's playing some great tackle football right there. At one point in time, now it's Joe Germain's group as he leads this group in 2021. And I'm not sure that everybody at Queen Creek was totally delighted at that move from as Joe Germain made the move to his alma mater. Kai Evans swings that right leg through it. High, deep end over end kick. It's going to
We'll see those Queen Creek Bulldogs ourselves in a few more weeks, Kev.
Yeah, when you start talking about the Fiesta region, that Queen Creek game and that Williamsfield game, as long as the Mountain Lions can continue to win, it sets up for some incredible football down the road here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun rest of the season. We only got a few more weeks left, but the month of October, the rest of the month of October, and then just into November is going to be something.
How about the lower levels? Last week against the Liberty Lion program, the freshmen lost 49-7, while the Jays won 20-7. This week, the freshmen defeated Mountain View on Wednesday night 22-20, and the Jays clobbered the Toros 48-7. So, you know, we're looking for that clean sweep here at the varsity level here if Red Mountain can hold on and win this ball game.
Congratulations to Coach Avulus and all the coaches there getting those younger guys coached up properly.
Back to the air game here, and this is Jackson Boyd over the middle of the field, making a nice grab around the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Toros as Willie Roberts completes that pass to Jackson Boyd Bowers. Mav Starks over there to make the stop.
Mav Starks, once again, an effective play there for the Red Mountain defense. He is a gem for this defensive squad of Coach Kyle Enders.
His 14th tackle of the season. Willie Roberts to Jackson Boyd Bowers for 17 yards. 1st and 10 are the Toros. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. They play fake it. Bubble screen to the wide side of the field. That's Reese Marzial, and he's going to make the catch. Scoot up that sideline and finally get clobbered out of bounds by Ryan Grosskloss. I love the size of Grosskloss. You can't teach 6'2", 205, maybe 210 in the making, but you just look at that size, the way he carries himself in those pads and that football uniform. And as I pick my team at recess, I'm like, I'll take one more of him. I'll take Grosskloss right now.
Yeah, give me 2, that's for sure. That's one of the biggest number 2s you'll see running around a football field right there, Kev, but definitely a guy you want in your corner, Grosskloss.
Well, it's just funny because you see the game of the National Football League, you see the game on Saturdays, it changes, right? The evolution, the time of all this and how bodies change and what the scouts look for now and what used to be a body they would never go after, those are the bodies they want now, long, lanky, athletic kids. So it's an opportunity for everyone. Back to the ground game here, and it's Adiani runs right into the gut of Brandon Kazmarek and company. You talk about getting stonewalled at the point of contact. Brandon Kazmarek right there to answer the challenge on the tailback, Aiden Damiani, and there was no room at all for him.
Yeah, this defensive front for Red Mountain has done a really good job, especially here in this third quarter, of closing down on Damiani and not giving him a whole lot of room to run at all.
Fantastic play and
unbelievable play.
A good scene right there for this defense for Red Mountain. As you see, the Mountain Lions prepare for this next play. One of those guys ready is Carson Mouter. Roberts under duress, the bomb down the middle field. The ball's picked off by Ross Grosskloss. You had the quarterback, Willie Roberts, loft that one down the middle of the field, and playing center field was number 2, the before-mentioned Ross Grosskloss with the pick. Ryan Grosskloss right there.
Unbelievable job. It all starts with the pressure. Double A gap blitz on that time for the Red Mountain defense, and the quarterback had no choice but to hurry up and get rid of that football. He took a hit nonetheless, and then that ball floated up in the air, and then Grosskloss just pulled it out of the East Valley sky.
Much like TKB did to force that fumble last year in the last drive of the game for the Mountain Lions, it was Tyler Cade Brown again in the grill of Willie Roberts that time. You talk about passing the football. Hit as he lets it go. That's exactly what happened right there. Errant pass, Grosskloss with the pick, and here come the Mountain Lions. They screen it to Lennox Lawson at the 10, 15, 20. He'll be grabbed around the 25-yard line in there and thrown to the turf. A trio of tacklers over there for the Toros as they swarm to the football. Gabriel Grutzmacher over there to make the catch. Or to make the stop, I beg your pardon, James.
As you watch the fearlessness right there from L3, Kev, you always see him at the end of the run. He turns and tries to just scoot forward for a few more yards, but oftentimes he'll bang the back of that head down on that turf, so he's got to watch that as he goes along.
He does. Preston Heap to the slot to the right with Jacoby Lane next to him. There goes L3 in motion. Out of the pistol, it's Crispin. He'll give it up to Villanueva on the sweep. Starts in, try to bounce it out. He's got nowhere to go. Great pursuit to the football by the Mountain View Toros. Their number 42, Benedicto Perez Jr., all over that play. All 5'7", $170 of that junior. Benedicto Perez Jr. with a nice play there. Give him a TFL as Villanueva trying to get that sweep, get him going. He couldn't even get to the edge that time.
He locked that right ankle of the Typhoon up, did number 42, Perez Jr. Great play there on the defense.
You're going to go deep to Lane right here.
All day.
They emptied up. Here goes Crispin. He wanted to go deep. He throws the ball over the middle of the field. The ball's caught on another slant by Jacoby Lane. He makes the catch in stride, and that's enough to move the chains here. Give the Mountain Lions another 1st and 10 after that pitch and catch from Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane.
It's all about the mismatch right there, Kev. He threw that one into double coverage, threw a bullet there. It was almost over the head of Jacoby Lane. He just puts his big paws up there and pulls it down, hauls it in for a Mountain Lion first down.
But I tell you, if he's not going to be the most sought-after player by this time next year,
man.
I don't know who is. I mean, he just has so much talent. It just oozes out of this young man. That's a 17-yard reception for Jacoby Lane. They go back that way again, running an out pattern this time. Beautifully thrown football there by Carter Crispin and making the catch right there at his belt at the waistline. There was Jacoby Lane, his 4th catch of the game here. And another beautifully thrown football by Carter Crispin.
Just keep feeding him. That's what I would do, Kev. Keep feeding him, get him the ball on the edge, and then eventually that shot down the field is going to open up here probably in the next minute or so.
Back-to-back plays of 17 yards receiving and then 11 more yards. Crispin to Jacoby Lane, ball at midfield. Snap back, rolling to the near side as Crispin throws on the run, the ball caught by Turley. That's the 4th catch of the game for Cooper Turley as he lunges his way back towards the 45-yard line of the Toros. Over there to make the tackle for the Mountain View Toros was Angel Perez. Right there in the vicinity was Matthew Clark. So good defense again by the Toros as Matthew Clark has had one whale of a game there lurking over that field. Snap back to Crispin. Delay. No, they wanted to put the ball in the hands of Michael Mallory. In fact, it was the same play call to Josiah Villanueva, the one that he scooted home for 30 yards on. But this time, we talked about execution on the last touchdown there. The way that they called the play, the way that they executed the play was to perfection on the touchdown run. You could see on that play the timing wasn't precise, and that's why you had a little bit of a mishap there and a near catastrophic fumble.
Yeah, everybody's got to be in the right position. That timing has got to be just perfect on that type of play.
Jacoby Lane in the slot. Jacoby Lane makes the catch, and he gets drilled as he receives the football around the 37-yard line, and slow to get up is Jacoby Lane, but another perfectly thrown ball by Carter Crispin. He threw an absolute laser, and it was Jacoby Lane making the catch, and as he made that catch, he got drilled, as you saw right there on the screen. He got popped pretty good there, did he, James Poovey?
Absolutely, he did. That was Mr. John Stout, the 6'1", 185-pound strong safety right there for the Mountain View Toros. And I swear it was no more than a nanosecond after that ball was caught by Jacoby Lane that he got tattooed there by 22. But how about Lane holding on to that football? What an effort.
Yeah, a contested catch to say the least. Another 17-yard reception for Jacoby Lane. He's starting to heat up here. Well on his way to another 100-yard night for Jacoby Lane. Has 1 touchdown reception. But right now, just slow to get up. Perhaps he's just had the wind knocked out of him just a little bit. And that's when you play a sport as physical as this and you run routes like he does and you live over the middle of the field, you will be susceptible to taking some shots. And he took a body shot right there. He may not get hit that hard again the rest of the season, but he took a shot there.
And he does. He takes some of those extra shots, too, sometimes, Kevin, having to go up and high point that football and exposing that midsection.
Yeah. That's a tough one. You can thank Carter Crispin for that one right there, right?
Yeah.
But a beautifully thrown ball, to say the least.
Oh, he'll thank him in film tomorrow.
Crispin rolls on the far side. On the run, ball's caught by Lennox Lawson at the 20-yard line as Lennox literally tries to make a move on every single play. He will not accept just making the catch and running out of bounds. He's got to slam on the brakes, shove it in reverse, and try to squirrel out of there and get positive yardage there. And this time the Toro defense was there to answer the challenge.
How about that yak right for L3, getting those yards after catch, and he's one of the best at it.
Carter Crispin to Lennox Lawson for 6 yards. We have reached the end of the third quarter here from Red Mountain High School in this Battle of Brown Road. Moving to the fourth quarter, our score, the Mountain Lions 13, the Toros 3. You are watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network.
Previous play was a 6-yard gain. Right down as a 2nd and 4 from the Toros 30 as we begin the fourth quarter.
Welcome back to the Parker & Sons Press Box. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside James Poovey. Moving to the fourth quarter in a 13-3 ball game. If you were looking for offense and fireworks tonight, you came to the wrong ball game because it's been really a defensive juggernaut. Kyle Anders, defensive coordinator for this Red Mountain football team, only allowing 3 points right now with all the injuries that he has had in that secondary and on that front line. Again, you talk about a coach that understands the system, knows how to work with his players, move players around, put kids in positions to have success. It's cliche, but he does it all the time.
He does it every single week.
Crispin back to throw. He fires over the middle field. It's caught by Jacoby Lane. Broken tackle at the 25-yard line. And he's still on his feet as he does a little stutter step and a juju and then just lunges towards the goal line there, as he'll pick up, again, positive yardage there. I love that route for Jacoby Lane, right over the middle of the field, a crossing route, and you get him in stride, and you got a chance to make a big play. I like to see that more.
Yes, indeed. He absolutely hits the brakes right there and just tries to stick it back to the inside against 2 defenders and picks up about 4 more yards in a second.
Strong play right there. Crispin on a play fake, looks over the middle of the field. The ball is going to be intercepted. It's picked off by the Toros. Picking that one off was Matthew Clark right there playing free safety, and that's the second interception of the game for Carter Crispin. This one comes at the goal line. That's the second red zone pick for Crispin here in the last 3 drives, and now this Red Mountain defense will come back on the football field.
This might be one of the only times, Kev, that I'm going to tell you I'm glad that we don't have replay right here because that one hurts, absolutely hurts. Leading 13-3, we're up by 10 right here, but that would have been really good to get that score and really put it in for the Toros right there.
Some challenges, some technical challenges down there.
We had another crew joining us here tonight.
Boy, a tough one right there for Carter Crispin. And the Mountain Lions were well on their way to going dagger with the touchdown there, and they didn't get it. So they go back to Willie Roberts. They run it to the right side, and here comes Tanner DeMassa on the hustle to track him down and put him to the turf. That was Aiden Damiani, and Tanner DeMassa once again on the track, had him in the crosshairs, and they just ripped him down. Great defensive play there by 40.
35-plus tackles on the campaign for number 40, Tanner DeMassa, doing a great job out here for this Lions defense tonight.
We'll give him no gain on that particular play. Kasmerick looks at his wristband on the left. Kasmerick wearing number 99. He's got the pink socks on the night with some pink arm wear. 4 down linemen here, including Tanner DeMassa playing that cat spot. Snap is back to Roberts from his own end zone. Deep ball, and the ball is going to be caught by the tight end if they give him the catch. Let's see. I don't know that he caught the ball. It was Jackson Boyd Bowers, the intended target. Leaping there to defend him was Mav Starks. So how about Starks giving everything that he has to defend that tight end? And that is no easy task right there. That is a tall order, as they say.
Oh, my goodness. Tall order indeed. Mav Starks checking in at 5'8", and then you've got Jackson Boyd Bowers, 6'5". Just a slight mismatch there, Kev.
Just a little bit.
About 8 inches.
Joe Germain's team trailing 13-3 with 10:25 to go in the early stages of this fourth quarter. Roberts, shotgun snap back. Steps up in the pocket. He throws. He's hit as he lets it go. The ball is going to be caught at the 30-yard line. Does he hang on? If he does, what a spectacular catch, and he does. Matthew Clark on the other side of the football. Wow, what a performance here for Matthew Clark. He might be cramping up here a little bit, but you talk about a guy that's selling out defensively in that safety spot, putting his body in harm's way, making tackle after tackle, and trying to be as disruptive as he can. Now he's catching balls over the middle and getting rocked on the other side. Whoa,
if I'm Coach Joe Germain tonight and I'm giving out a game ball, my game ball is going to number 6, Matthew Clark. You mentioned the defensive prowess, but offensively as well, sticking it out there for the team, taking one for the team, cramping up there, we're assuming, at the 31-yard line, but this guy is paying dividends tonight for the Toros.
Willie Roberts to Matthew Clark, gain at 22. It'll be enough to move the chains for Mountain View. And you know what? I don't do this hardly ever, but I'm going to pass out a game ball, and a game ball is going to Matthew Clark.
I just said the same thing. If I'm giving one, if I'm Coach Germain, I'm giving out a game ball.
I literally took the headset off to check in with Tyler for just a moment, and that's great intuition. From your standpoint, yeah, this young man has earned a game ball tonight, win or lose here for Joe Germain's football team. As TKB, Tyler K. Brown, hustles on, and right next to him is Tristan Donlin, getting a chance to start tonight and showing up and showing out is Tristan Donlin. This is Viper from what we can understand here in the press box. Under center, it's Roberts. And now they got movement on the left side. It looked like DeMassa might have moved just a little bit there as Willie Roberts was able to get the hard count in effect, and this one's going to backfire on Willie Roberts this time. This will be a procedure call on the Toro, so a huge break right there for Red Mountain's defense. You thought they jumped a little bit there, and instead they go the other direction.
Now, if that was the league and we were watching the Broncos and Steelers on Sunday morning, Kev, that would be a free play right there. That was very close.
If it's 13-3 in the fourth quarter Sunday, we're both going to be disappointed. There's Damian again with a big hole, bulldozing over defenders and picking up extra yardage in the secondary was Aiden Damiani there. Paul Schipper was one of those guys over there.
Damiani running over defenders for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. Among those guys, number 18, Preston Heap, trying to come up there in the hole, but he got ran over right there that time.
What's Preston doing D'ing up?
Could have sworn that was 18 out there.
Can't imagine our tight end out there playing a little D unless he's going both ways right now. Parker McClure's on the line showing blitz. 1st and 10 from the Toro 42-yard line, and now we get another flag here.
That's my mistake. That's 48 on that one. Carson Moderer that got tanked.
Good. I was just wondering if you had the other 8 there. Yeah, the other 8 there. I was thinking, is Preston now, are we that short on D that Preston's playing some D? I'm not sure that Coach Heap's going to be happy with that there. So it'll be a procedured penalty. It's the second one on this drive. That'll back up the Toros 5 yards here. 13-3. A touchdown run by Josiah Villanueva, good for 30 yards. And then Jacoby Lane with an 11-yard pass reception, if memory serves, from Carter Crispin. Touchdown reception number 9 for Jacoby Lane. 1st and 10 from the 35 this time. It's dumped over the middle. The ball's caught. And Parker McClure on the chase makes the tackle on Reese Marzial. We mentioned that Marzial had a touchdown and 50 yards rushing in that win last year at Mountain View High School, where the Toros won it 16-13. And James, if you recall, that game was also one of those white knuckle kind of games. It was a nail biter all the way to the bitter end in this one.
Yeah, it was. Usually these go pretty tight. This one definitely following that same trend here tonight, 10-point ball game.
Zach Gomo will line up to the near side. In the slot to the left is Marzial. Roberts over the middle of the field, and the ball's caught right near the 50-yard line and then getting slammed to the turf there by Parker McClure. And that was Jackson Boyd Bowers. And you saw Jackson Boyd Bowers look up, look at Parker McClure eye to eye, and of course he had about 3 or 4 inches on him, and then took the football and kind of dropped it over his head back the other direction. And I thought Boyd was going to have something to say to Parker McClure, and I was waiting for that discussion to continue on, and it didn't.
Well, it will continue on here in a play or two, necessary.
That's much to my chagrin that conversation did not continue. The deep back, about 8 yards back, is Aiden Damiani. Under center, it's going to be Roberts on a play fake. Here comes the pressure, and the pass is going to be complete down the field on the far side. Making the catches, who else but Matthew Clark. The fans want a holding call on Kasmerick. They're not going to get it. And you had a lot of people here upset there, but Matthew Clark makes the catch. It's a chain-moving catch, and the Toros are in business now as they're knocking on the door of the red zone here at the 23-yard line.
A gift on that one right there for Mountain View, because that was definitely a hold in the backfield there, not flagged, as Kasmerick was deep into the backfield of the Mountain View Toros being held. But unfortunately for Red Mountain, no call on the play. They got a play on now. It's 1st and 10 Mountain View at the 23.
Longest reception of the night for Matthew Clark, a gain of 26 yards. They'll put the football down at the 23-yard line, and we'll get a timeout taken on the field, and we'll take the pause on the action as well. 6:33 to go in this fourth quarter in the Battle of Brown Road. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Red Mountain High School from the Parker & Sons press box. I'm Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. It's 13-3 here, and James just got past the note at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona in a Pac-12 South contest tonight. It's the Devils up over Stanford 21-7 at the intermission. 13-3 our score here. Clock rolling with 6:25 to go. There goes Gomo in motion. Snap is back to Roberts. Has plenty of time. Throws over the middle of the field, and the ball is caught for the touchdown. Zach Gomo on the receiving end of that one. 23-yard strike from Willie Roberts. And the Toros are still in this football game. It's 13-9. Point after try upcoming here with 6:14 to go in this football game.
Folks, don't go anywhere. We got a football game for you right here now.
But
a
here's
nice strike, but it looks like it's going to come back. Ooh, wow.
As soon as you saw the flag, I was like, I don't know if you see the flag here, but this was coming back. So JP recognized that in a hurry. It is funny what you see when you look around the field.
Yellow flag stands out on that bright new green turf out there.
That's a tough one there for Joe Germain's football team. That would have literally brought us an entirely different contest here. Mountain Lions wearing their all-Cardinal uniforms tonight. We were looking for the all-black just a couple weeks back, as JP is clad in all-black here tonight. Roberts with an empty set. He's got 4 wide receivers now. Snap is back. He throws. The ball is incomplete. Going for Matthew Clark. Couldn't get it to him. And it looked like Skylar Edmonds was one of those guys in his hip pocket providing some coverage there. That's one thing that, we boast about the linebackers here at Red Mountain quite a bit, and Parker McClure and Skylar Edmonds, and deservedly so.
Yes.
But these guys can get back and coverage as well. They can rush the passer. They're good run stuffers. They're sure tacklers. and they also could get back and cover. That's what you call a complete football player.
That's exactly what you want in a linebacker. You want a guy that can do both those things, and those are guys that will get picked up and be able to play at the next level.
Here's Preston Heap to the table here, getting some treatment here. Ball is caught on the far side there. Matthew Clark makes the catch as Matthew Clark tries to literally pick his feet out of that tackle there. Garces had him wrapped up down there by the ankles, and he somehow was able to slip through that tackle and pick up another 1.5 yards. No quit, number 6, Matthew Clark.
Clark is unbelievable. I am extremely impressed with the way this guy has played football here tonight for Mountain View. And, wow, game ball for sure.
That was Willie Roberts to Matthew Clark for a gain of 10. It's second down from the 27-yard line. Play fake for Roberts. Here comes the pressure. It's Tyler Cade Brown. Roberts to the boundary, and he finally goes down, and he's going to be dropped by Brandon Kasmerick. And Kasmerick should get the sack. And if he does, that'll be the 3rd sack of the season for number 99. As he comes back, flexing his muscles with some high fives with Parker McClure. The rush in, getting the rush on, and getting the finish. That is fantastic football.
TKB, among others, bearing down on the quarterback right there for the Mountain View Toros. And I tell you, that was a great job for the Red Mountain defense, rising up and making a stop there, taking advantage of that penalty flag, that holding penalty.
This looks like it's 4th down and 14 from perhaps the 33-yard line. Play fake for Roberts. Here comes the pressure. He throws over the middle of the field. The ball is going to be intercepted. It was intercepted, and then it was dropped. So they'll rule it an incomplete pass. Nico Garces had one right there in the breadbasket, and he let this one drop to the turf. He'll be thinking about that one here, as will Pops, Coach Garces. But you talk about the positioning, where to be on that play. He was at the right place.
Absolutely the right place. I think it almost surprised him that he was that wide open, and the ball just came right into his lap. Unfortunately, not able to haul it in and make a football move up the field. And there's a stray firework, apparently.
And
Kev.
that was,
how about that?
How about Tanner DeMassa, too? He was providing the pass rush there. You talk about Roberts with the heat on, but Kasmerick over there to finish the play, and that is how you coach him up. One other guy that's down tonight is Quinn Roper. Quinn Roper, with 9 tackles, has been coming on that defensive end spot, spelling Kasmerick and working with those guys. One of those guys, part of a 5-man rotation, but of course Jaden Hurst also on the man this evening, as all of our guys, including Gannon Lyles. But how about you? How about it, Gannon Lyles, my dude? 14 tackles last week, 9 of those assisted, 5 unassisted. And he's on the shelf tonight, so hopefully he'll be back and we will see all the fellas healthy and up.
His nose in a number of plays tonight, but that time he got rocked.
He's got incredible game, this Mr. Matt Clark. 2 backs now for Crispin. Villanueva to the left, Mallory to the right. You don't see this set very often. They run it on a delay to Mallory to the 30, 25, as he falls forward towards the 20-yard line. Gets some of those penalty yards right back right there, but Michael Mallory, again, patience, and then finding a little bit of a opening there in that line, and he runs right through it. Nice job there running behind the big fella. How about running behind Javi Aranda-Pinion, 6'3", 310 pounds. That's a dude that you pick out and say, all right, we're going to go behind him.
That's the guy you'll see on that, I believe it was 2 plays ago, Kevin. He pulled and came all the way across the formation, and you saw that running back just stick his hand right in the middle of his back and say, I'm going to ride you all the way to the end zone, big guy.
Yeah, good play right there. And it's just, Liberty, we played Liberty last week. That was it was a tough loss for the Red Mountain football team, but at the same token, it was one of those, and I think you've mentioned this, you used this phrase before, but it was an eye-opening type loss, right? They learned a lot about their football team. They learned that they were a tough football team. Red Mountain learned that they could battle any school, any 6A program, any program for that matter, for 4 quarters of football. They've got the right personnel. They've got the right coaches in place.
Yes.
Had they had another quarter against Liberty, and that's cliche there, but yeah, they would have closed that gap, to say the least. But Liberty is talented. They're very well coached. They didn't make a lot of mistakes. That's the kind of loss you're going to learn from, and you're going to be a better football team by playing that game.
That's what you want to do. You want to go out. It was a big litmus test for this football team last week over there in Peoria, and they showed what they were made of. And I got to give credit to this defense tonight, only giving 3 points up to this undefeated Toros football team.
Yeah, Mountain View was, they're feeling their oats a little bit, right? They were thinking, hey, we're going to go to Red Mountain High School and we're going to smack them. And we remember what happened in last year's game. And I think the preparation for the Mountain Lions and head coach Mike Peterson this week, just a little bit different, a little more polish on the preparation, and the emphasis of paying attention to critical details. And you've seen that difference here tonight, and that's why the Toros are sitting with 3 points with 2:52 to go in the game.
Impressive performance, and we talk about we're down a few guys right now. It's a great time to come out here and get a win in this rivalry game. Let those guys heal up a little bit and get ready for that Fiesta Region play.
Just last week, Crispin was 20-29 for 228, 3 tutties. Those 3 touchdowns went to Jacoby Lane, 5 for 98 and 3 touchdowns. A 39-yarder was the longest. But Michael Mallory ran hard last week against Liberty, 7 carries, 58 yards. He might not run against the defense now. They don't talk with the media anymore.
Yeah.
They're all Hollywood now.
Recluses, I like to call.
By the way, that score that we received out of San Francisco, it was 3-0.
Bogus.
We played 9 innings of baseball in L.A. That game could be 4-3 or 3-3 before you know it. But I tell you what, Logan Webb, the starting pitcher for the Giants tonight, he must be throwing BBs because the Dodgers have not scored. That's all right. It's a 5-game series. Here's Lennox Lawson, the 10. Makes a move at the 5. Still on his feet, driving towards the goal line. And they'll finally stop him before we can get to the goal line. Penalty marker back at the 15-yard line. And this is when things start to get a little bit sluggish here. You're changing personnel. You're trying to get cute in certain areas here. And now you're committing infractions. I do like to have fun with the Edmonds bit and whatnot. But let's finish this thing up here in a strong way and slam the door shut with another touchdown run the conventional way. How about Carter Crispin to Lennox Lawson through the air?
Or maybe a little fade route to Big Five. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
At some point they might consider throwing the
tall.
ball to 5. Jacoby Lane.
He's tall.
He's a pretty good guy right there.
6'5". That might even be an understatement.
I'm trying to think of, Jacoby Lane, as we watch him more, you remember a player by the name of Megatron?
I do, Charles Johnson.
Yeah, CJ.
Absolutely.
And Charles had a much wider body, but I'm starting to think a little bit about that. Crispin looking for Jacoby Lane in the end zone, and the ball is caught for 6 points by Jacoby Lane. That ball was hanging in the air as it got near the defender. Jacoby Lane leaped up and ripped it away from the defender. He's got himself his second touchdown of the ball game.
How about that? Kevin, almost on cue. They toss it up to number 5, Jacoby Lane, and the DB has no hope on that one right there. The ball didn't even have to high point. It just floated right in there, and a beautiful pass there from Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, Carter Crispin with another dime for him, dropping that one in the breadbasket. But I like the aggression for Jacoby Lane to rip the football away. Don't even leave the DB a chance to get a PBU right there, but that was an outstanding catch. And we kind of had just thought that would happen, right? We literally just talked about that. Let's get the ball. Let's go deep one more time. And Jacoby Lane, his second touchdown reception for him. That is touchdown pass number 15 for Carter Crispin up against 2 interceptions.
Unbelievable job right there. Those guys now celebrating down there with the Battle of Brown Road trophy, Kev. It's out on the Red Mountain sideline right now.
Boy, I don't even know that you can celebrate until you hit triple zeros, huh? So it'll be Cody Hall will be our holder here. I beg your pardon. Kai Evans will be the place kicker. Snap is back. The kick is on its way, and Kai Evans drills the point after try. 2:34 to go in this football game. The Mountain Lions 20 and the Mountain View Toros 3. And when you look at the all-time rivalry now at 21-10, it looks like the Red Mountain Lions are in the driver's seat to pick up career win number 11 against the all-time crosstowner, the Mountain View Toros.
Got to keep closing that gap, right, Kevin? A great performance here tonight for Red Mountain in all three phases of the game. Special teams really not a huge factor here, but there were some nice punts that eliminated any chance of return. So really you can chalk up a good performance in all three phases here tonight.
No doubt about it. Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane 2 times, and Lennox Lawson made a nice reception in there to get the ball down in that red zone area. And then you had Skylar Evans running some wildcat there. So just put that stuff on film, right? You want Coach Roy Lopez for the Jaguars, Desert Ridge. You want Coach Lopez for Desert Ridge to have to think about. So I got to deal with this linebacker on the outside. Now he's going to also take some snaps at the wildcat position at the quarterback there. That is a lot to prepare for.
Absolutely.
So it's Desert Ridge next week. We'll have all the action for you on the Red Mountain TV, on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network, beginning at 6:45, 6:50 range, and then we'll take our act on the road the following week at Skyline against George Hawthorne and the Coyotes. Short kick here, and you see Malaki Tasse shoving Kai Evans over there. That's too easy for Malaki. Number 99 taking a free shot at the kicker, Kai Evans, right there. And when you're Malaki Tasse, you can do that kind of stuff. As James Spoovy's trying to work the ticker and get some updated scores for us here. Here it's 20-3 with 2:33 to go on the second TD pass from Carter Crispin to Jacoby Lane. And that one was actually taken out of our sight line with the big mountain lion head there. That's been there for quite a while. I wonder if they're going to run through that again. Usually they run through that and then they
usually deflate that thing about first quarter or so. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting for us to run through that thing after the game tonight, Kev. Are you up for it?
My goodness. Jack Germain was trying to throw from the near side, and Skylar Evans had a beat on that one. Skylar Evans just missed another pick six right there, and you have to credit Reese Marzial for being the defensive back right there. He was the intended target as a wide receiver, and Skylar Evans, well, you saw it, darn near picked one off. Another one.
Unbelievable jump on the football right there. He broke really nicely on that route.
2nd and 16 after the catch to Marzial. That's a loss of 6. They go back near side, close to the 50-yard line. Making another catch was Matthew Clark. The quarterback is Jack Germain, 6 foot 175, the sophomore. And the clock is stopped at the 2:10 mark here in quarter number 4. Glad you could be a part of our broadcast tonight on Red Mountain TV. Special thank you to our executive producer, Jeremy Knudsen, Mr. Matthew Volcone, among all the others, and the talented staff here under the direction and leadership of Matt Kelly. He's also our defensive line coach. Nice to see some coaches down there. I see a coach from the Washington Huskies.
I was going to say, big-time recruiters out here tonight.
Got to figure that Jacoby Lane is close to getting one of those big offers. Jermaine under pressure. He's going to go down. He's going to get sacked. It looked like Heydrich was there initially, but Tanner DeMassa was also in on the play. Tanner D comes up with the sack of the quarterback. And you do see Trey Heath out there. So Heath's getting some time here late in the ball game. He's nursing a bad shoulder, but getting some work here inside the final 2 minutes at the linebacker spot. As DeMassa working freely here with 3 down linemen as DeMassa shows blitz. Jermaine has 4 wide receivers to work with now. Boyd Bowers in the slot to the right. Jermaine back to throw from the pocket. Dumps it out over the middle of the ball. It's going to be caught by the tailback Damiani, and he'll run out of bounds around the 45-yard line to stop the clock. And he will be short of the line to gain. This should be a turnover on downs here for Red Mountain's football team. Couple of extra whistles there as the line judge wants to put the ball in play here. That's James Moore. 20-3 our score. 1:20 to go here in this one. And that's dirty pool by that group over there to tell me of the wrong score. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, we're gonna get them back for that one. They jobbed you on the Dodgers and Giants score there earlier in the ball game. Told you it was 2-0.
So another little fun fact here. Tyler Ebel pointing this one out to me, but we had mentioned and I had talked about that first 11 games that Mountain View had won all 11 games. In fact, I think at one point they had won 17 and 19 games. It was a tough road to hoe for the Mountain Lions. And Mountain View in those first 11 had 7 shutouts. According to Tyler Ebel, this would be the first time in the history of the Battle of Brown Road that the Mountain Lions would not have allowed a touchdown to the Mountain View Toros. So the Toros being shut out of the end zone here with just those 3 points. Good night, Coach Fall.
We have got to catch up with Coach Kyle Enders on the field and talk with him.
So that'll be, Crispin will take the knee here. Final 120 seconds to be worked off the clock here, as Mr. Shreves has indicated he wants the clock operator to continue to roll here. Jacoby Lane will be the deep back here. And you don't want to see Jacoby Lane in action here defensively in this case.
No, no, you don't. See him chase down a guy with about 15 seconds to go.
The most important thing tonight is Red Mountain's going to come away with a win. They'll improve their record to 5-1 through the first 6 games. They're only lost to 6A Power Liberty. And they take the snap again as Carter Crispin will down it on one knee. For the Joe Germain-led Mountain View Toros, they will suffer defeat for the first time this season. They'll drop to 4-1. And in the all-time series in the Battle of Brown Road, it's now 21-11 in favor of the Toros here as we begin the handshake over the logo at the 50-yard line here. Final 10 seconds will wane off the clock. Red Mountain's going to win this football game by the score of 20-3. And it was a very productive win, and you could see the trophy being displayed down there. Kellen Ulati will step out here. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. And there is the Battle of Brown Road trophy being hoisted up down on the field right now. You can see Coach Pinero with the trophy down there as people are trying to get some shots with the trophy.
We got to do the same thing down there tonight, Kev.
Good night to Dr. Giles. Appreciate you, sir. Road, it's victorious for the Mountain Lions. They win it one more time, 20-3 for our outstanding broadcast team. From the guy to my right, our PA announcer, Mr. Tyler Ebel, to the guy to my left, my broadcast partner of 6 years here at Red Mountain is James Pooley. Until next time, I'm Kevin Derryberry. So long for now.